Yeah.
I know tech's hard. You can't just go out and get a random like side gig as easily in tech or anything. But if you work a little service for a bit, that's not a huge issue.
Anything with tips. Tips can bring in some really good money.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, just ask a few questions. And
True. Flip this thing over real quick. Yeah.
How much do you tip if you go into a place like a Chipotle where they make the food in front of you, but you're not sitting down and eating? What's the appropriate tip on that?
Percentage? Coffee shop, I always give a tip. Food delivery, always give a tip. Restaurant, I give a great tip.
Yes.
I give 30% at restaurants.
But for like whatever Chipotle,
But
like
Chipotle?
a fast casual sort of dining experience, because it's not an 18%er.
Does it make you tip at Chipotle?
The way I see it is it's dependent on multiple different variables. If they have good service, then I'm tipping. But also, if they flip that screen over and the first button is 20%, that makes me upset.
Is it ever 20%?
Yes.
I always see 15.
No. A lot of the times they'll flip it over, and the first thing, the lowest you can tip is 20%, and that will make.
There's always an other button though.
Yes, you can, but I'm just saying, like when they provide you with three things, because very few people go to the custom tip. You usually do, the 3, 20, 25, 30, or 15, 20, 25. And if it starts out at 20, then that, for some reason, I don't know, I'm thinking to myself, like, that's what a lot of people tip at restaurants. And I would say there's a big delta between, the service that's provided at a restaurant versus taking an order, and obviously it gets split with the chefs and stuff like that.
I mean, there's like kiosks and stuff when I go to like a concert and I get like a little snack there, and it's just, I pick it up from a roller, and then it's asking for a tip. I punch that no tip button, because nothing was done there. I didn't see human. I didn't even see someone, so I don't even know what's happening. But I don't know.
Although really quick, before we go into that, did you know that the average time to hire for most organizations is 30 to 45 days? Are you tired of a costly and lengthy hiring process?
Simplify and speed up your recruitment by using the experts at Express Employment Professionals. Reduce time to hire, cut down on multiple interviews, and lower your recruitment costs. Whether you're looking for contract workers or a new team member, Express Pro's streamlined recruiting, candidate screening, and hiring process is more efficient than hiring on your own. Visit expresspros.com today.
Haven't used a staffing company before? Well, we know you enjoy learning new things and keeping up with trends and efficiencies. Make a change this year with your hiring. Businesses are navigating a hiring landscape that's never been more costly or regulated. So start at expresspros.com to find a location near you. With more than 860 locally owned offices, you're going to get the hiring support you need at expresspros.com, with the link also down below in the description. Thank you so much for sponsoring this podcast, and now let's get back to the episode. But you know what? I gotta ask you something. Are you looking to cut costs and improve your business's bottom line? Well, the best business operators have turned to our sponsor, Ramp, to help them cut down on wasteful spending and improve their finance operations.
Ramp is the corporate card and spend management software designed to help you save time and put money back in your pocket. With Ramp, spend policies are built into the card to control spending before it even happens. It automatically collects and categorizes receipts, so you'll never have to chase them down again. Plus, Ramp enforces compliance by flagging violations and locking cards for non-compliance. Basically saying, if Graham wants to get a little silly and use the Iced Coffee Hour company card to buy himself some coral for his reef aquarium, which I know he wants to do, the spending will be controlled before it even happens. He will be flagged and his card will be locked, so don't do it, Graham.
Ramp also helps streamline your entire financial workflow, from expense reporting, reimbursements, and vendor payments all in one place. Not to mention, businesses save an average of 5% in their first year with Ramp. Plus, now you could get $250 when you join Ramp. All you got to do is go to ramp.com/ICH with the link down below in the description. Again, it's ramp.com/ICH, ramp.com/ICH with the link down below in the description.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. Thank you so much to Ramp for sponsoring.
People says, they just control. We kind of talked about it already. It's just like, everyone just says, they deserve, or it's just out of my control. So much is behavior. You see it in the numbers. I mean, $900 spent on DoorDash in today's episode. Did you really need to DoorDash $900 in a month when you literally couldn't pay for a $400 collection? So it's impossible. I don't have an extra $400. Okay. It's like, it gets control. So much more behavior than people think.
Do you ever have a problem relating to some people who are on their show who are in situations that you have not been in yet? Like, let's say a single mother with 3 kids. Is that hard for you to, like, help her, given that you haven't been in a situation like that yourself?
Yeah, I think anything that I haven't been in, it's always going to be a little harder. I try to relate it to people I know in my life, family members or friends who've been through certain things, Like I wasn't raised in a single family household, but I know people who have been, and I've had conversations that I try to relate it in some kind of way, and I try to at least listen and be empathetic, even though I'm known for interrupting. I think the big hard ones, I feel like I can relate to that pretty okay. The big hard ones are someone that, again, if it's like I've never been in or known anyone that's been in a like horribly abusive situation. I don't know how to relate to that. Never been in it, and I don't know people in it. And if I do, I don't know it because they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, there's that heartbreaking Dave Ramsey call. I remember that, where someone was in an abusive situation and she called, and Dave Ramsey was like, "Do you need help?" And she was like, "Yes."
Oh, yes.
And then he told her to we're gonna call 911 for you. Like, stay on the line. That was awful.
I can't relate to that. That's hard. That's really hard. But that's usually when we try to connect them with people.
What percentage of just the general, what you've seen come on your show can be solved with some more financial literacy and discipline versus the stuff that realistically these people are going to need to file for bankruptcy and take extremely drastic measures to completely reset?
Vast majority. I'd say only 5% this year that we've uploaded. Like, it needs to be something extreme, like bankruptcy is like the only option, or
so 1 out of 20
majority.
And the people that come on your show are probably a representation of some of the people that are lower on the scale of just general financial status.
Absolutely.
So we're talking a very small percentage of people you would say are actually financially screwed.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. Again, when we go back to the average American can't afford $1,000 emergency, or the $6,000 credit card balance. A lot of people are financially fucked. A lot of people don't have even close to enough for retirement. Like, a lot of people are financially fucked. As dire as what we have on the show for the average or the median American, no, we're definitely on the lower half because, we want it to be a challenge. We want it to be more interesting, It's definitely, but these are still the people you're working with. They're the people you're walking next to on the street. They're people in your family. Talking about money's taboo in the country, so it's like we don't know until they come on here. So many people actually have come on the show to send us, we talk to them in a follow-up, and they're like, yeah, like my coworkers knew I was coming on the show and stuff, but they were so surprised at how bad my finances were. And it's just, we don't know.
Now, on their side, what's the most difficult part about being poor or broke?
Yeah, when you don't have an emergency fund, that's where things can get fucked. I mean, what happens? Pet gets sick. It gets scary.
That's got to be the worst, honestly, for a pet.
Yeah.
It's expensive. I had to take Bailey in. She had a little limp. Apparently, she had a sprain. It was almost $1,000. $1,000 for medication, for them to look at it and do an x-ray.
I did 30,000 recently.
Wow.
30,000 multiple surgeries on my great Pyrenees.
What happened?
She ate a toy. The small little piece of a ball.
Do you have insurance?
I do. Saved me 20. Because I think that was the cap. It was still 10. It busted up her intestine, so it exploded, and then sepsis and stuff.
How's the dog?
Oh, she's great. She's great now. She's great now. But
it was a $30,000 surgery.
Yeah, it was so hard to catch because usually they were telling me like that blockage and stuff. It's like they can't keep down any food. They can't, it's just diarrhea and vomit. But she wasn't really showing that many symptoms.
How did you know?
It's because she would show symptoms and then she'd be fine for a few days, and then symptoms and then fine for a few days. And I was like, okay, well that's it. Let's send in. Sent in. They sent her home saying nothing was wrong after X-rays. Then a week later, after symptoms kept popping up, I'm like, okay, something's happening. She was acting slow, and I brought her over, and that's when they realized it split open. And
how'd
that
they
was
realize
hard.
that? Did they get a different scan or something?
Yeah, they went with ultrasound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why do I think that this was the second time this had happened?
Yes, because it is. Because that's why she has to. She looks like a big scary dog every time she goes outside alone now because she wears what's it called?
Muzzle.
But it's not because she bites. It's because she eats shit. So
why?
I don't know, dude. She's obsessed. Apparently, I was talking to one of the vets there, and her Great Pyrenees does the same. So she
is that a breed thing to see something and just want to eat it?
My other dog doesn't. My other dog chews sticks but spits them out. And he chews on bones and stuff, but spits it out. But I don't know, man. She's crazy. So I'm telling people, it feels so fucking mean. It feels so mean. But I've started to come to the mindset where, if you cannot afford pet insurance, you cannot afford a pet. Because if you can't afford to pay for a life-saving event, or even if you can't afford to pay to take them in and have them throw up, how they can do that little medication if they eat something. If you can't afford to pay that, you can't afford a pet. You can't, because
You think a pet is a privilege?
yeah, they're your responsibility. You're taking on that contract, that moral contract.
Yeah, there was someone I knew who had a pet, didn't have pet insurance, or it was something where the pet wouldn't be covered. The pet had an issue, and there was like a 50-50 chance of survival, but it was going to be like a $20,000 surgery.
Yeah,
50-50 chance.
that's what mine was.
Didn't have any money. Took out a loan. Took out
Yep.
one of those because they offer the payday services or whatever it is. Took out the loan, did the surgery. Pet didn't make it.
Yeah.
Didn't make
That's
it. It was the
horrible.
50% of no. So now not only have you lost your pet, but you're
Yes.
$20,000 in debt on a payment plan for a pet that didn't make it.
Yeah.
It just, that's gotta suck.
Yeah,
Because it's not like you want to say, oh, 50-50, well, okay, let's save the money. You never want to just, like, save the money for a pet.
Yeah.
Probably even if there's, like, a 20% chance of survival. You
Yeah.
probably want to take it.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, that's gotta be sad. It's harder for a pet than I hate to say it. It's sometimes harder for a pet than a person because the pet really is like entirely dependent on you.
Oh,
Unless it's like a
it's also
kid,
innocent, you
instead of
know?
a child. Yeah,
Sure,
like a child would be,
completely innocent.
But when something depends on you and it's like you're the one responsible for it.
Yeah. I used to, one of the, I don't really, get on like Reddit or anything anymore, but one thing I used to see back in the day, with people just kept saying, oh, Caleb yells at people for taking out credit cards to save their dog's life. That's the thing. And I don't think I've ever yelled at that. I yell at the fact that they take out the credit card to, do the vet bill, but then they go and blow a shit ton of money on fast food instead of paying off the credit card. It's like I never understood that criticism. I've never yelled at them saving their pet's life. I'm yelling at them not paying off the card. Do it. If you don't have an emergency fund, do it. I would do it. But pay it off. Sacrifice for a bit and pay it off after you do it.
How much is pet insurance?
It depends on, the breed and age and stuff. Both of my pups are like 35, 40 a month.
It's not bad at all.
That's not bad.
Well, I got them young and healthy
Oh, okay.
before she started going crazy with her.
Do you think that's a
consumption.
good thing? Should I do that?
I would.
Really?
I would. You're not gonna let a pet. You're not gonna let a pet
No,
die.
but
and you're
but
not gonna want to spend $30,000 either. So do it.
I don't know. That would be 30 grand. I don't know. Yeah, she got quoted a while ago for a potential like a elective surgery that like, hey, she might need this at some point. It's like 5 grand, and I was like, I don't know about that. She's fine.
Who?
What?
Who? Which one?
Bailey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was like apparently these dogs are sometimes born without like, so it's so weird, a kneecap. And like her kneecap isn't fully developed on one leg. It's not an issue, but it might be an issue. And so it's like, do you want to do this, have the surgery now for something that might not be an issue, or not do it, and it might be an issue in the future, but it might not be. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, if it becomes an issue, then we can address
You
it.
have the pet insurance. I think because of that, it might be a little more expensive depending. And I think Bailey's what, 5? 4? Okay. So yeah, it gets more expensive the older they get. I'd get it young. Get it young. You just got a cat, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I got a kitten too.
You're double catting. So
got
now
a
you're
whole
triple
zoo.
catting,
He's got a-
right?
no,
No,
Ramsey?
double.
No, I was
Ramsey,
talking about the kitten. Yeah, that's
Ramsey, Gigi is the new cat, and then Bailey.
What I meant. Yes,
Gigi's very cute. Yeah, she.
And a lot of fish.
she is.
Oh yeah, the fish. Ton of fish.
Oh yeah, I don't think you pet insurance on fish. I don't even know if that's an option.
That'd be pretty funny. That'd be
That would be
interesting.
fun. Tank insurance
New
for the
business
coral.
idea.
Gosh, that would be great. Yeah, if your coral dies, we'll pay you for it.
I'm gonna ruin your retention right now for a quick second, so you can cut this if you want. But
Alright.
I was dating. No. I was going on multiple dates with someone, and she had a nice coral tank. It was just beautiful, lots of fish, coral. Then the big Texas freeze 4 years ago happened. It all died. Everything died.
That's my nightmare. If a tank goes without electricity for like 8 hours, pretty much everything dies. And it depends on the
Really?
yeah, it depends on the temperature too, because the oxygen in the water. So the first thing, so the temperature can drop. That's okay up to like, low 70s, and things can survive from that. It's actually a lot better that the temperature goes down than go up.
Oh,
If the temperature goes up too much, everything will die. Goes down a little bit, more wiggle room there. But basically the fish just asphyxiate. It's just no oxygen in the water, no running water, and they'll just suffocate to death.
Her room got
It's about
40 degrees for a week. Nothing could be done.
Got to get a generator.
Yes.
I ended up getting a generator for the tank.
Smart.
Yeah. They were actually a sponsor of a
Really?
video, and I used it. I plumbed it directly into the outlet, the breaker for the aquarium.
That's so cool.
So now it just takes over. It's electric. Works great.
Tank insurance.
Yeah.
It's the new insurance.
It's worth it.
What was it like for you? What were the statements like when you were in the worst financial situation you've ever been?
I didn't look at them. I don't know. But I do know this. When I was really bad early college, I wanted my daily McD's. That was my dinner. And I could physically afford it because I was also active. What I would do is just find a way just to make the payment necessary on a credit card so I had enough at the credit card before it hit to the limit to go to McDonald's and get that meal for that day. Because how could I cook? I couldn't cook. I needed my tendies.
What was the meal? What would you get?
Chicken tendies, back when they did it. Tendies, fries, and probably a shake.
It's the shake. The shakes are the real
I
calorie
wasn't fat back then, though. It didn't mean anything because I was active, walking around campus and stuff.
Are you just less active now?
Oh, I mean, just here, I'm at the studio. I'm going back and forth between the 3 units, but, a lot less active now.
Are you motivated at all to try to get in better shape?
To a certain point, I mean, it's the motivation that I tell a lot of people on the show as well. It's like, yes, I'd like to get thin or be more fit, but obviously my behavior is suggesting I prefer going and getting that meal or whatever, being lazier and not working out a bit more. Like mentally, yeah, I want to get there, of course. But
It's surprising to me that you're very dedicated when it comes to business, money, finances, all of that. It's like you're like a 10 out of 10. It's like perfect on that. Very disciplined. But when it comes to health, there's less of a focus on wanting to dial it in.
I think it's consequences. I always have a wake-up call. I had a financial wake-up call one day. Just, everything's fucked, and I realized how fucked it was. I joke with my friends, I'm just like, I need to have a heart attack real quick. Someone ordered me a heart attack real quick. Give me, if I have that, then I'm like, oh fuck. It's how to get. It's like, I don't have any harder time going on dates or anything. I don't have any. There's been no.
There are no consequences.
There's been no negative.
You're not at a point where you're gonna have a wake up call. I mean,
Exactly.
you could be
And
your
that's the
entire
bad
life
part.
like you are right now, and you're totally fine.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a bit of a health aspect of be healthier. You might have more energy. You might,
Yes.
look in the mirror and be like, yeah. But there's not gonna be someone who's like, can't. I don't think that's
Exactly,
gonna
and that's
happen.
why I'm not going to make an excuse. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no excuse. The fact is, for those other things that I'm so disciplined in, if I get less disciplined on the business, I see that in next month's, numbers. When I sit down with my number 2, Robert, and we're looking over numbers, I see the immediate impact, right?
No scale.
What if
I want to, but obviously my behavior is
Right.
showing that I want something.
I think the hardest part is starting.
It is.
That's all it is. I think if you gave it 30 days, you challenged yourself from January 1st to 31st, 30 days hiring a dietitian, meal preps, and a personal trainer 3 times a week.
You don't even need a personal trainer. You could just go on a caloric deficit, honestly.
I'm
That
moving
would be-
to a walkable community, and every time I am living in before I moved to this house, I lived in a walkable community, and I was 30 pounds lighter. I went on walks every day with the dogs. Now that I live in I love my house, but I just live in a suburban neighborhood, no streetlights, no sidewalks. It's dark when we get out of work in the winter. Because people refuse to keep permanent daylight savings time. And it's just, I don't go on walks or anything anymore.
I would like to see you get in really good shape this
Oh,
year
dude,
because
I'm
we've
I'm
almost
hot
done,
when I'm
dude. We've
hot.
almost done an audit a year between you and I. Going on, and I'll find something we could fine tune it a little bit. I think the first year was getting you off the franchise. We
Yeah.
did that.
That restaurant,
then-
man, it is as successful as ever, though.
That's okay, but look at you. I think you made a better decision. I think you were the winner here. But I will say there's something beyond money that I've noticed a lot of really wealthy people are now gravitating towards getting really fit in shape. Because that's something you can't really buy. You got to think of all the billionaires now are all doing the thing where they're all getting jacked with 6-packs.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one thing that
They are. It's
it's now becoming the ultimate flex to be in your 40s and 50s, but chisel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that could be next for you because you've definitely done well in business, as we're about to get to in a little bit. So keep watching and like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. I mean, the world to us. But I think
Remember when I beat
now
you
that
guys
you've
to 1 million subscribers?
Yeah.
That was fun.
yeah, we don't think about that. but now that you've done well in all these aspects, I think the next thing for you would be fitness, just dialing it in, and you might command a little more authority with guests, being like, "Hey,
That might
I
be
did
bad.
Yeah, I don't know if
finance."
that's a good thing. Like having you think you
Jacked
rich guy,
Yeah.
like
Chad,
yeah,
just,
with like
talking.
12 employees like yelling at you. I feel like that's that's a
Yeah.
different, you know.
Honestly, I mean, I can tell you guys, I have not talked about this on the show. I do hear that. I really do. And I know that's something that at some point really does need to be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
One thing that has just like awakened in me this year that I almost feel like I'm falling behind in life. I want wife. I want kids. I've never felt that in my life before. I've always joked about it on the show. 29. I've always joked about it on the show, but for some reason, something this year, I've like felt like I'm like failing.
You're having a lot of couples on
Why?
the show. Do you think
I
that
am.
could have anything to do with it?
Dude, imagine
Maybe.
it's like the subliminal messaging is coming
might
out as
be.
Caleb's guests come on the show.
I don't know.
Couples. No, it doesn't that
It's been really weird.
Is it because of the financial success?
I don't know. I do have financial success. I have business success. I have no one to share with. I don't go to home to anyone. I don't know. Like I feel like I'd like to pass it along. I don't know. Dating's always been easy and fun, and I love going on dates, and I go on a lot of dates, and I don't know, but there's that. I feel like that's a big missing chunk. And my family was in town this last weekend, and I got the most thoughtful, amazing gift from my mom of a photo album. I've never had one before, and it showed my entire life. And I saw my parents with like 7-year-old me. Oh, 10-year-old me, and they're my age now. The age I am right now
Wow.
had a 10-year-old me. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, but you wouldn't have been able to do all of this with a 7.
I
It would be,
know.
yeah, that would have been an uphill battle. It could also be part of the holidays. You know, a lot of people feel like around the
That's true.
holidays. I
I've been
think
feeling
January
it this year,
1st.
though.
Yeah.
It's been building up this year, more than ever before. Like I've, felt like, oh, it'd be nice to have a girlfriend before, and we've joked about that and stuff. I've never felt the way I feel this way.
Man, I'd give it 5 years. Like you want to make sure the person that you end up finding, like you give it
sure.
a few years with them, and like a few years just you two, because once you have a kid, it's like you can never undo that.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a kid no matter what. Like your life will change forever because of that. Like there's no going back. And so like I think it's better to live it up now with someone else.
I'm
And
curious.
are you a single little guy?
Yeah, I'm a single little guy, and I'm feeling a little bit of the pressure too. I just turned 26, and I'm definitely like once I hit that age too, I'm like, okay, like I'm past the first quarter of a century.
Yeah.
I feel like I should probably get on it. But I'm curious for you, what were you looking for previously? Just to go on casual dates and have fun or whatever?
Yeah, I enjoyed casual dates, and I'd be okay if a relationship happens here and there. Just I never really took it like super seriously.
What's preventing you from getting into a relationship now then?
I guess nothing's preventing. Really busy with this job, because this job doesn't just exist here. It exists when I go home. I'm also beat afterwards because we do so much more than just filming the show. Now it's a full-fledged business, and also just I love spending time with the friends as well, and I don't know, it's a busy life. And
Is that
I
really
guess
what
I
it
just
is?
have-
Is being busy?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I go on the dating apps, and I try to ask some people out in person as well, which is risky. Yeah.
Dude, I would give it 5 years. Unsolicited Graham advice. Just head down, buckle down, 5 years. You'll
You
be
told me-
34. Yeah.
You
what'd I
told
say?
me a few months ago to just like not even go on dates anymore.
Yeah, I think I said that.
You said it was just like too risky now.
Yeah. I think for everything that you're
It
building,
makes me
I think,
extra nervous.
but I
sometimes.
also think any distraction is a bad thing from taking your eye
But
off.
what's the point of this, right? What is the point of this? I don't.
I think it's a short-term sacrifice. 5 years. We're not
Okay.
talking about a 30-year
Graham,
career.
I'm
here.
just saying,
What?
just to give him a little bit of credit.
Yeah.
You have a certain goal and future idea of what you want your life to look like, and maybe Caleb And maybe Caleb has a completely different dream life down the road. So your advice to him in terms of what you personally would do may not be, sympathetic towards whatever Caleb
I see the
wants.
spot that Caleb is in right now. I could
Absolutely.
relate closely to it, and I think 5 years, I think
Also,
you set yourself up for a lot of longevity
Yeah.
for 5 years, and an industry that changes very quickly
Yes.
where anything happens. I think 5 years solidifies yourself as, like, a paramount person in this space in such a way where you're going to slowly over time remove yourself from the business. Like, it's not going to be Caleb Hammer show indefinitely. It's going to
We'll see
evolve.
about that.
I think it's going to evolve. You're slowly going to remove yourself and be more of an operator and investor and all these other things, a business owner. And then I think that's the appropriate time. And hey, if someone comes along, I'd be receptive to it. But I don't think it's necessarily a good thing to, like, go out there and,
I'll give you
unless you enjoy it, unless it's like something you love
I love
doing,
going on dates.
then keep doing that.
I like going on dates.
Keep doing that.
I'll give you two things.
Yeah.
One, just saw my parents, right? I want my kids to be able to grow up with active young grandparents. I want them to be able to experience grandparents.
But
And two, especially more these days, you tend to date more like, 1, 2, 3 years in your range. It's not the 1950s anymore. If I'm 35 dating in my range, talking about the biological clock, if we're just being purely realistic. I know modern medicine's great, but there is that. It's what a lot of people fear. I don't have the biological clock, but a lot of people I talk to fear that. And if I'm waiting 5 years, and if I'm 35 and I'm married to someone, let's just say the young end of 32, that's probably like ticking
who's to
in
say
their
you don't
brain.
date someone who's 27?
That's probably ticking in their brain. Well, Twitter would be up in arms, like
Why?
I don't think they
pedophile.
would.
I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone cares.
I don't think any real people care.
No.
No, real people don't care. Terminally online rage bait, absolutely. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's something that's been weighing on me a lot this year.
But before we get into that, let's talk about rent for a second. Isn't it crazy that it's probably your biggest expense and yet you get nothing in return? Well, all of that changes with Built Rewards.
Built is a rewards program that lets you earn points just for paying your rent.
That's right. Every month you'll pay your rent just like you always do, but now you'll actually get something back.
There's no cost to join, and as a member, you'll get to earn valuable points on your rent and even on your everyday spending. These points can then be transferred to over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties worldwide. You could also redeem points towards future rent payments or unique experiences that only Built members could access. So if you're not earning points on rent, my question for you is, why not? Start earning points for the rent that you're already paying by going to joinbuilt.com/icedcoffee.
That is joinbilt.com/icedcoffee, and make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you at joinbuilt.com/icedcoffee to start earning points on your rent payments today. Once again, you're already going to be making these payments, may as well get something in return. Thank you so much to Built for sponsoring this episode, and back to the podcast.
It's 2025, and you're probably asking yourself, how do you make this year different? How do you finally build something for yourself? Maybe you've got that business idea you've been tossing around, but you have no idea where to get started. I get it. It can be very confusing. Thankfully, though, that is where our sponsor, Shopify, is there to help.
Shopify makes it incredibly easy to create your brand, open for business, and get your first sale. With thousands of customizable templates, you can get your store up and running with no coding or design social media for your shit. Trial at /trial. Let's get back.
Kids, 2 dogs, middle class life.
So technically speaking, the only thing that you can now optimize for, if you want to achieve that exact dream that you just stated, was you need to find a wife and 2 cows.
Yes.
And 2 cats.
And 2 dogs. I have 2 dogs.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could do the ultimate stretch goals. Build the business. I like building the business. Building the business is fun. I'm competitive with myself, right? So I like building the business. That's another part of life. So that would be another thing that I'd like to see. It's not about the collection of all the wealth. It's like, I just love this. And I love, you met so many employees today, It's cool. It's fun. I love
I'd come
working
here
with these
just to
people.
hang out, honestly. Just to chill
You have
during
a
the day.
very good
Yeah.
work environment.
Well, thank you. I
fun.
can't wait for you guys
It's
to see
fun.
the new place.
It's lighthearted. I like it. In terms of your work, in your perfect
sure.
schedule, how often would you be at the office?
9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And I do love the work. It is fun.
How much would the house be?
How much money?
Yeah.
The house I'm getting right now, I think, is my perfect house.
Really?
It's in a walkable community, and I value that more. I didn't realize how much I value that more than almost anything. I want to be able to walk to the pub. I want to walk to the grocery store. I want to walk to everything, but it's also quiet. It's safe. It's just cute. Great parks.
How much money would you need to support your lifestyle, your kids, your wife. Would she be working? Would she
Dream,
not?
dream. So she can do whatever she wants, but dream. I mean, I'm pretty close. I think I'd be able to pull off 300 a year now. Pretty
Do
close.
you think that's how much it would cost?
No.
You think more? Yeah.
No. We would be beyond comfortable with that. I could do less. I could do 2.
With 3 kids?
I know. Well, I guess I haven't
And
mathed
a
the
nice
kids.
house?
I haven't mathed the kids. Yeah. I guess I haven't mathed the kids.
$30,000 a year per kid.
Damn.
What is that? The
PBD was telling me $100,000 a year per kid.
That's PBD's kids. He's worth
I
$500
understand,
million.
but okay. So if we're talking elite private school, after school activities,
Well, I want
nanny.
I'm okay with public
Yeah.
school. I don't need to go. Like, hey, you're
I didn't mind public school.
You're going to state college. Like, it's like I don't know. I
Okay,
don't,
$30,000 a year a kid.
Yeah, I don't want them to grow up like super like privileged or anything either, like spoiled.
See if we'll join and connect here.
And up top.
Yeah, that was
He'd
setting up
follow
top.
you. Yeah,
Yep. Yo, Joshua.
that's me.
You not guess what I just got.
Did you get grandfather?
Got another tribute of Ascendance United. Trying to run it?
Maybe in a bit. I am currently on level chang.
Which I think
I'm
is
sorry.
it- You get co-op or just chilling?
Nah, it's a single player.
Single player says Souls up. Why is this dude respawned?
Sure.
I grew up with spoiled, and I grew up with
Yeah, I still haven't
like a
gotten
billionaire kid and millionaire
gotten
kids who
her.
were also super choked because they weren't
Must be the
spoiled.
next
You
one.
know, I wouldn't want all that. I don't know.
They don't
I don't know.
drop
That's not my
bosses.
vibe.
Where does
They
it go?
are like.
Assuming
Items in
Sure,
the world.
it's hard for me to picture.
Yeah,
I bump it
yeah,
up
yeah.
kids
400.
because that's not a realistic thing right now. I'm not.
$400,000 a year.
I'm not
I'll
popping
just
out
say
like
before tax.
Yeah.
400.
It's hard for me to math it out. That's more of a security thing, less of a I want. It's more of a security thing because my life still. I think we talked about this last time. My life has not really changed since going on here. We're able to go to nicer restaurants,
This enemy.
you know, as the friend group, but I hang
Why
out
is
with
he
the
so
exact same
tanky? He's not
friends
even
before as I
like
did
normal- He's not even a
afterwards.
boss. He's just a fucking.
Bought a Tesla. That was
Like,
exciting.
dude.
I don't know. It's like I don't know.
Ah,
I guess
that's
that
the
number's more.
endurance. Okay, endurance.
I don't have
fair.
the I want.
That's fair.
I don't travel. What do people do?
Okay, when I say
Travel, and they
Asian
get
dude,
on
I genuinely
planes.
mean he's just a big Mongolian.
How
dude
was
with
your
a fucking
progress,
stack
man?
of
Because I
armor,
remember that was a
big
sticking
bat,
point.
But he's fucking tanky
It was
as
fear of
shit.
flying.
Nope.
No, it's not fear of flying. What was it? It was the
No.
anxiety of being
Not
in a
having
confined
control.
space.
Not having control. Yeah.
Fucking damn it! I need
The most extreme version of that anxiety is people are afraid to leave their house. I have the light, right? I have the light, essentially.
No,
But
that's
that's
Oh,
what-
for the hit, like,
yeah,
truck,
so I have like a
fucking
version of
mad,
that,
makes sense.
probably. I mean, that's at least what therapists are saying. So that's like the light version, you know.
Are you doing anything to work on that?
Honestly, since we've
I
talked
take
about
two
it,
in this
everything's just
fucking
been.
tower.
So there's only been one thing that I was like, yeah, that would have been cool.
I was running
but
up
other
the
than
tower
that,
and I got that top back.
grinding and
Punted it
happy.
off a bit by fucking.
It'd be cool to
dude
go
hiding
back,
in a corner.
fly back to Michigan. No, maybe. Hate the snow. Family would be cool though. They
Yeah.
just came
No,
down.
I
So.
fucking hate things behind the corners.
I don't know. It hasn't been a big goal this year.
You know
I
what-
thought it would be, but it
You
wasn't.
know what would change your life? Honestly, you get in shape for
Things
a
that
year.
hide in corners and things
Like
that
you
want to
get
push
jacked,
me, not my
and
friends.
when you finally reach a milestone, like whether that be on the scale or like lifting a certain amount or something like that, you get on an
got some more
airplane
steam bunnies.
Okay.
and you go back
No.
and visit your family.
Mm.
I swear, man, that will change the entire trajectory of your life if you could accomplish those two things and make it your
Or-
goal to get on the plane when you hit the goal.
Or become best friends with Dave Ramsey and use one of those PJs.
That's it. That's the easy way out. But you know what? If it gets you on a
Actually, one thing we thought
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
doing for our
dude, this
paid
area
member,
has so
our
many
paid
paths.
membership on our YouTube memberships is a
Oh,
vlog
okay,
of us
please
just
stop
renting a
making
plane to fly up for like an
bitch.
hour and circle around Austin just to get on the
And then
plane.
you want to come
know?
down? Give me
But it wouldn't
This
be
game
like
has a lot of
virtual
ledge
bus
traps.
just circling.
People
But
are
it would show that I can be on the plane.
You know what you could do that would be hilarious? Instead of getting a private jet, you
Ew.
book every single seat on the airplane, so it's just you.
That would.
How much would that cost?
I don't know. I
It
don't
would
know
be
if it's
less. Sorry, it'd be more than a private kill.
probably,
Me and you.
but I think it would be hilarious
Don't
to
you
get
him.
you on the airplane. That's it. The whole thing is the whole thing is
Gonna go
you.
We'd have to make
escape.
They're
content.
slavering all over.
That'd be funny.
You know what? I'm surprised. Honestly, something like Mr. Beast wouldn't do that for a short.
Yeah.
Buying every seat on an
fucking with that.
airplane
It
or
would be
like air
logistically
act.
challenging. Like, how are you going to find a flight that has no seats booked already?
Dude,
I'm fucking that shit.
You just book way over.
definitely. We
Probably
have
like
to
as
have
soon as it
definitions of
comes
cute.
out, and I get it.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Okay,
Or
no.
just leave one seat open. Just a random
my
person.
man just
I'd
doubled
Put
here.
that
Leave me
person
alone.
next to you.
Crashing his
That would
bastard.
be funny. Okay, I'm curious. In terms of dating, you said that you
No.
would go up
Dude.
to people and just approach people.
Yeah.
What
You're
the
still doing
fuck
that?
is that?
Every once in a while, I'm not like a
Bust.
go to bar kind of
I'm getting
person. You know, when I hang out with my
fucking
friends, we
tagged.
either like at each other's place or like at a restaurant. But every once in a while, you know, dog park, something like that.
Tell me, how does that typically go for you?
I have a mini panic attack, and then I'm
Bullshit,
like,
man.
okay, let's
What
go.
is that?
And then I go, and then I
About that again.
don't remember anything as I'm spurting out nonsense as I try to ask for a number, and then I.
And what's your
With
success?
Oh, it's a
Volume.
5.
Me alone.
Serious? 5%.
Yeah,
So you
it's
go up to
pretty low.
20 women, and then one of them.
They're
is
boxing
and
this
give
game.
them-
That feels about
Bullshit.
right. That feels about right.
Yeah,
And
they
do you-
are.
do you
Definitely
usually
no
ask
elderman
for a phone number at the
boxes,
end of it?
That's for sure.
Yeah, or Instagram.
I'm
or
getting hit
something.
by shit.
And 1 in 20 will get
it.
Maybe that's. I'm hard guessing.
What do you think
Sure, I mean,
is
sometimes-
causing that seems slightly low? I feel
Yeah.
like 30%.
Well, it's a
Yeah,
little
it's
awkward.
more
I
of the
know
negative
I'm a
review.
bumble
Yeah,
awkward
fucking
dude when I'm in
mainly,
that situation.
performance
And
issues.
I'm bad at the.
Performance,
You
yeah.
know, I feel like the
Big,
success
big.
rate.
I mean, it's
will
kinda
probably
framing
5% to
on
15%, and that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah, I
pure
got a little
guess on
frame
both
issue
ends.
there. There's
But like
we
if I did the
killed
whole
100
conversation for
around,
5 to 10
but
minutes and
let's
close out
view
with,
the
okay, I'm
videos.
gonna go. Yeah, you wanna
Yourself,
mix in? Huh? And it's like that would probably be better, but I just kind of go up and I'm like, you're cute.
Up here, I'm getting
That's
very much
what-
stuff.
So you started off with a compliment.
So I
Yeah.
got recommended this video. I
think
loved
yeah,
it. This guy just started a brand new
You
YouTube
follow me,
channel.
sure,
His first video
As bad as like,
got
I'm
like
big enough to speak
600,000
one
views, and it was him approaching 100 women to try to get a
Damn.
phone number. And it's just him with one of those like sunglass, like what you have.
But yeah,
Just
it's
him
supposed to fuck. I
going
get to the top of his ladder and look down and
asking,
following him,
hey,
going
I
to
think
kill
you're
myself.
you're cute. Can I get your phone number? No. I think he got like 1 out of 100. And all the comments were like,
He's still
yo, you're doing this
swinging
wrong.
like
You
the
should just
retard
like
he
start
is."
small talk, this
Yeah.
and that. And they gave him critiques, and he went out and did it again. And he ended up getting like almost like 1 in 4 saying,
Oh.
yes, you're getting a
Like,
number.
where
It was-
are you going?
I think it was to agree to go on an instant date with him.
Oh.
But the secret was like just general small talk first without any objective. Was just like chit chatting.
I'm so sick of
natural.
corruption, bro. I want to do
And
a
like
different,
obviously you can
go
tell he was
way.
awkward in the
Wants
beginning,
to
but you see
something
his progress
sick.
through like 1 through 20, and by 20 in, and he's doing this all in a day, like he's kind of warmed up, doing well, and just getting like instant dates,
That's
getting
interesting.
instant numbers.
It's a lot of work. Yeah, you gotta work on it. Just really practice it.
Do you notice yourself getting better the more you do
boss
it?
at the end of
The
that
thing is,
area
they're just so
very-
far. in between.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a restart every time. I had a success 2 days ago.
What the fuck, man?
Where I left the number
Oh,
for a
and
waitress.
this path led to this,
Most
so yeah, they all
beautiful
do.
person I've ever, literally
This
most
is a
beautiful
giant
person I've ever
fucking
seen.
maze.
Never seen anyone
Got
more
it.
beautiful. Left my phone number. She didn't text me, but a friend texted me.
Well, how did that work out?
She just gave it to her friend. She was like, well, she's married, so she
Oh,
gave it to
okay,
her
well that
friend.
makes sense.
She's like, here's this guy. He's cute. And she texted me. She's really cute too.
You know what I would do if
What
you're
a
doing
nigger.
this? At
What
least
a
make
nigger.
content
What a
out of
nigger.
it, like
What a
for
nigger.
members
What a
or
nigger.
something like this. No,
Oh
no,
my God.
really, film it.
Wow.
That would be amazing to watch. I would love to watch
Well,
that.
if you want to apply to be my wife and child bear, go to calebhammer.com/.
Yeah, I really hope my soul's did not just get put
Is it actually
in a fire pit. That tree just
We should make a link. Just
Like
go
with
into
the little
like a
Google
picture
Forms.
Of me.
Yeah.
Would you ever have a form where people can
I'm
submit
done in this
to
fucking
go
tower.
on
Got a
Oh, unless it was for a
Nothing.
show. Unless it was for a show. It'd
I
have
go
to
down
be
to my
for a show.
diggity and
Film
don't
it.
think so.
Yeah, sure.
Because then you just get parasocial, I have the feeling. You know? It would just be like,
Yeah.
fan. And it's just like,
Film, put it on the show. Like do what Jubilee does, where you have like a sheet
you
in
do a
between
member
you.
Show.
Dude,
But where you have a
everything
sheet
just
in
hurts,
between
like,
you,
swear
and you're
to
just
God.
talking to people. You can't see them.
Yep, everything is very out.
And just like have them answer questions, and then you pick the
Normal
one
enemies,
that
mini
you like the
bosses.
most out of the top
Bosses.
20,
Really, hurts.
and then you go on a date with
The
them. And maybe
environmental
on the
shit
date you
hurts.
discuss credit scores
Oh.
and like savings goals and just things like this.
Status
and-
effects hurt.
Yeah, the girl that
Oh.
you picked on your blind date, on your.
This tree now done being.
I ended up talking to her.
Oh wait,
On accident. Oh, really? Yeah. But, long
that it was.
Do you tend to get more nervous? This,
fire when you're
once again, a
about to come
bad
up.
sounding question, but the more pretty
Give it to me.
the girl is, does
Okay,
it tend to make
but
you
that
more
timing
apprehensive
is-
to go in and talk to her?
Probably. I'm not nervous on dates. but
That
I'm definitely
timing
nervous
is
at-
so fucking weak.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't.
definitely the scary part.
You can dash
I'm
from the
nervous
bar.
either way,
Like,
'cause I'm
okay.
obviously
Yeah, I'm
attracted
not
to
Yeah,
getting
that's
natural
on
okay.
time,
Yeah.
so that's
I'm-
my issue.
And have you ever cold
What
approached
that
someone
bad
they
is
recognize?
scary shit.
Ooh,
Yeah, it is
Think
indeed a
once.
skill issue.
I think I fucking buried that down too.
Sorry, because it's the fucking
Yeah, I was like, yeah, but I love the show. Or I have a boyfriend, but I love your show. One of those.
It would
Type
be even
things.
worse if it'd be like,
Is
my
there another
boyfriend
boss fight?
watched
We
your
didn't
show.
have another boss fight.
Yeah,
And I just
I
shoot
almost-
the fire
I-
and then...
almost asked someone out who.
Well,
I almost asked
do
for
also
someone's
question, though,
Instagram
what
who
is the
came up
point
to
in
me the
giving
other
you
day
that
and
little
started talking
swim
about it.
whistle?
She was with someone.
If
Couldn't do it. 'Cause it could have been her brother.
Here's what you
Yeah.
ask.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
like,
the way to
I
get around
guess,
that.
but, like,
How do you guys know each
why?
other? Instant. Oh, this is my boyfriend. Oh, cool. How long have you been
Other
together?
boss fights are harder.
2 years. That's awesome. Hey, do you live nearby? Like, and then you just spin it off.
All right,
Oh my
if
god,
I-
I'm gonna fucking
anytime
make my
it's
ass, dude,
No,
here
go
in a
ahead.
minute. Like,
I'm t-
really?
anytime
Once
they're
it
like,
says it's her
"Oh,
boyfriend,
this is my friend. Now,
I am
all
so
you need to do
sick of being corrupted.
now pay attention to the friend, and like make him feel like he's a part of the conversation.
And ignore her?
I think it's a polite thing to do.
To ignore
here's the
her?
thing,
No, no, no,
if-
no.
wait,
You
I'm
just involve
confused.
everyone in the conversation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, but you chit chat with the guy for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
because
so
you don't want to
nice.
make it seem like,
Wait,
all right,
fuck,
I'm
he
gonna
didn't heal.
block
Why
you
didn't
out.
he
All right,
heal?
Oh,
good.
no.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
always
yeah.
awkward in those encounters anyway when anyone comes up to me. Like, I just never really know what to say. I'm just like, oh, thanks for watching. Fist bump. You know, yeah.
So if you came up to Caleb a couple days ago, which is sometime in December,
And home
It's like, you're in
slice.
the fucking
and
gauntlet
South
right now.
Congress.
that's a great. I'm gonna go there when I'm here. It's a great pizza spot.
Oh, wait,
if you came
fuck
up to Caleb and you had a
spread
gentleman
corruption.
with you,
Okay, I take my
slide into
production
his
palace
DMs.
off.
No,
I'm
for
just
sure.
gonna let you kill me.
CalebHamer.com/.
Oh,
I don't know.
at this
Don't
point,
be
game,
afraid to
can
ask
you
how
just
they
kill
know
me?
each
I
other.
don't
It's
really.
always
Yeah,
that.
that's smart. That's really smart. Just, I don't know.
Wasn't really ready for
What
this.
about dating apps?
Yeah, I mean, that's where I get the majority of my dates is Hinge and Bumble. Those
Definitely
are the two.
can't.
Hinge and
Stray away
Bumble.
from
What do you
that
find to
one
be more
you said you
successful?
You just
Whatever
run-
one I'm
you
focusing
run
on.
away
I can't do
from-
both
you
at the same
fucking
time.
retarded.
So I'm just like
You
going in
run away
on
from
one.
fight.
And
Run
what do you
away
think
from
about
Wayne
dating
underground
fans? Do you think
and
that's a
wait
weird
until he
thing,
comes
like
up
somebody
and
who
then
watches
dash
your
as soon as he
content?
comes up?
Okay, it's really difficult.
Yeah, but
because,
like the timing
Right.
for him coming up is like
I'm
that
in a
will,
weird
like,
situation now
indicate
where
that
it's like
it
almost
shows
anyone
very small.
and everyone that I just like
Yeah,
meet
Yeah,
in
skill
that's
issue.
why
general
you
has
dash
at
as
least
soon
seen
as
a
you see it.
clip because clips have gone viral. Or now they're like, I've seen the Rocket Money commercial. You know, so it's like they've seen the face. So a lot of people know who I am. Where they are in the stage of like, oh, I'm a diehard fan, or oh, yeah, I just know you exist. That's what I don't know. So I would totally cool to go on a date with like, unless we get to the parasocial weirdness where it's like they know everything about me, I know nothing about them. That's a bit weird. I accidentally went on one of those dates. They didn't tell me until during. It wasn't a very good date. But if someone knows of my existence, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. I know there's conversations around power dynamics and stuff, but I don't know. It's really weird. Again, things.
I think it's impossible to not have a power dynamic in some capacity. Like, even if you have a really beautiful woman and like an average looking dude, there's going to be a
income difference.
Well, yeah, but there's going to be a power dynamic there
That's
just because
the
she'll have more
conversation-
options than the guy.
That's the conversation that Twitter tends to fail to have with power dynamics. Is everything has a power dynamic.
Yeah.
Technically, you have a power dynamic right now because you guys are going to edit this, and whatever it is what it is. That's fine. Even if I have a say, like there is a power dynamic. Power dynamic between a teacher and a student and a mother and a daughter and me and my pet. There's a power dynamic anywhere. Power dynamics are not a bad thing. Abusive power dynamic is
Of
a bad
course,
thing. And
yeah.
how do you abuse it? Everyone always brings up there's the power dynamic. That's not a bad thing. It's like, hey, you don't get to come on this show unless you do this naughty bad thing. That's an abuse of a power dynamic. That's what
yeah.
people need to freak out about. But so I wouldn't have the issue of them knowing I exist and us getting dinner. That wouldn't be a too big of a deal for me. It just gets weird if it's parasocial. Then that's just when I'm not having fun anymore. Cause it's like, you know everything about me. It's just me trying to, this just gets weird.
Yeah. So I've noticed you lean a lot lately into relationship dynamics. What
Yeah.
have you noticed between almost counseling couples with their finances?
I do not know why, but they do not talk about their fucking money. Why don't they talk? No one talks to each other about their money. There's always a hidden debt we discover. Almost every episode, just a hidden debt. And they just don't talk about it. Or when they go to have the conversation, one becomes bickering and nagging towards the other person. And the other person becomes mute and never wants to participate in that conversation again. The communication around finance in this country, especially among couples, is horrendous. I don't get it. We've never had one couple on the show where the communication is not at least bad in some way.
Who spends more money, men or women?
On our show, I don't know the real answer, but on our show, it's been the dudes.
What are they spending it on?
They get their tool debt and they get their Ford and, you know, they get their manly toys.
They're
and,
OnlyFans.
yeah, they always have some truck in the back that they're gonna fix. You know. But there's a car payment on it still, even though it's not running.
So why do you think they're not talking? Is it the guy who just purely doesn't want to like involve his wife or girlfriend, fiance in his own finances? Are there shared
It always
finances?
becomes
Are
an
they
argument.
separate?
Becomes an argument every single time. Every single time. It always becomes a blame game, or they feel like it's a blame game. Like, we're calling out these purchases. What, you calling out the stuff that I'm buying? Oh, like it's all my fault? You think it's all my fault? It always becomes an argument. They don't know how to communicate it in a healthy way.
When you have couples on the show like that, though, what dynamics do you notice do not work? Like, can you tell if people are a good fit for each other or not?
Yeah, there's definitely the independent versus codependent people. I'm sure they can figure out in other aspects of marriage, but when one person wants their finances to be their finances and the other one wants to achieve these goals together, getting to retirement together, paying off these debts together, nope. And the comments are always like, we'll see a divorce follow up in 6 months, you know? It's like, well, when they're just not on that same page. I know finance isn't the leading cause of divorce in the country, but it's one of the major ones. And if one person just like, hey, this is my money, I'll bring in my money, I want to spend my money, you know.
So what's your advice for couples?
Definitely you need to go into the conversation about budgeting if it's your first time in a non-combative spirit. Not doing accusations of, oh, why'd you spend this much money on this toy? It should have been that. Let's document where the money was spent, not who spent it, and just what are the goals we want to do, what does it take to get there, and then budget for those goals equally.
Do you think a saver could live a happy life with a spender?
As long as they're willing to hit the goals together, I think so. If the spender wants to overtake and not hit any of the goals that the saver wants to get to, I think that's pretty hard. And if the saver's not willing to have any fun that the spender wants to do, then I think that's going to be hard as well. But if they're at least willing to set reasonable goals that they want to get to together, and they're both willing to make their compromises to get there, I think that's fair.
I've noticed mental health has came up in your show a lot. I mean, it's nearly every episode at this point.
Yeah.
What percentage would you just generally say that is part of the equation of these people's poor financial standings?
In terms of them bringing it up, 99%. In terms of it actually impacted them, probably closer to 25%. I've had people with real issues and we want to help them out. A lot of people that get back to the corner and they'll bring up some mental health thing. We have an interesting, I'm very curious, 20 years when they look back in this period of culture, what they're going to say. A lot of it is on TikTok right now of the mental health and trauma Olympics. Has to be one-upping each other. Has to be, here's my trauma, here's this thing, and then people get convinced that they have a trauma and a mental health thing. It's just one-upping, and lots of self-diagnosis. I've had way too many people that come on the show, they get backed into the corner of like, hey, you are wrong for this. This is what you need to do to fix it. And then they have some self-diagnosis that they never had through a mental health professional. I will respect it, and I will take it seriously when you talk to a professional and they at least give an inkling that you might have something. Even if it's not an official diagnosis, that is when I will respect it. But if you are getting pushed back on for the first time in your life and you say, well, my anxiety is too high. It's like,
Is this all just because we become a little too soft and a little too, like, gentle with each other? That people just aren't getting the reality of the situation? Can't just be told, hey, get your act together. Like, that's not okay. That's not true.
maybe that might be a part of it. I still really think just the way social media is, I'm on the cusp of Gen Z. You're technically Gen Z. A lot of that generation that we're involved in or on the cusp of it really is kind of the Olympics of just how bad are things. Like you have to have the worst trauma. You have to have the worst situation and it gets the best engagement. You get rewarded for it on the platforms, and I don't know, that's a big part of it. And then people are convinced that they have a trauma. Like someone will tell a story, and then like comments will flood, and you're you know what, you've been through so much trauma and all this stuff. You're a victim and all this, and it's just, we get.
Why do you think the victim mentality lately has seen such a resurgence?
I'm sure we ebb and flow through everything, right? We ebb and flow through cultures. We had the sexual revolution in, 60s, 70s, 80s, and now we're almost having like an anti-sexual revolution amongst the youngest people, where like people can't date, people are really lonely, and like people aren't even willing to have the conversations about sex. I feel like we probably ebb and flow through this.
You know what's interesting? I saw on Twitter the amount of people who thought the founding fathers were heroes or evil. The majority of Gen Z believed that the founding fathers were evil versus heroes, versus boomers who almost all thought they were heroes. It's interesting to see just how culture has shifted and how people's mindset is going towards let's focus on the bad.
You're also more rebellious when you're younger too, right?
Okay, all right, you know what, I'll give you that. That's something I didn't think of.
Yeah, you always gotta push back, be against the man.
That's true.
Everything's, we're fighting the system.
So what are the biggest success stories that you've seen from Financial Audit?
We've had on our new Financial Audit follow-up channel, we've had quite a few people come on completely debt-free, get in that emergency fund, starting to make progress towards those goals. Every time we see that, it's the most rewarding thing of the show. Actually seeing those real results, because you can get lost in the, filming every day, making sure the uploads are going well, all that stuff. When you see real people getting real results, that is definitely.
Yeah, so what do you do when they leave the show? Like, how do you support them and make sure that they stay on the right track?
Yeah, so what we tell them specifically for communication and everything, we say, hey, we filmed with a few hundred guests, reach out to us for anything. We'll reach out to here and there, but the main thing is if you need anything or any questions at all, you reach out to us. What we give them is access to our Discord and private Discord for past guests where they can cheer each other on. We give them our budgeting class, our investing class, and our debt class. And then we give them the free app forever, free budgeting app forever. And then any resources they personally want and ask for, they get free certification through Course Careers for income help. They get 3 free therapy sessions every once in a while with the some of the financial advisors that I use. They can get some free sessions to sit down with them, or if they don't, we'll at least cover that session. So anything and everything they need, and then any questions they have along the way, they can reach out. And then we have them for follow-up channels and reassess.
So here's what I'm curious about. How many guests are really unhappy with the thumbnail?
Before, in the first year, decent, a few here and there. Now, basically none. Basically,
there are some that I'm looking at where I see them posted because
dude, they're so much fun. But the thing is, the onboarding process is so fucking extensive. They probably hear.
Dude, these are funny. I'm gonna kill him. Nasty woman. Girl man. I deserve his money. Fuck you. Pain. Parasite.
With every single one of them, the first phone call they have, it is told about the titles and thumbnails. Plus, again, they're from the audience. They literally see it.
But how about this one? Controlling husband exploits young bride.
that was a good one.
How do they? Because it got 722,000 views. I guarantee that this person's like boss sees that, their coworkers see that, their family sees that,
and they are 100 bajillion% aware of that every time. Most people tell everyone around them that they're coming on. Their coworkers, they ask permission from their boss. A lot of people, there's a lot that goes into it, and we give them the warnings of all that as well, so they can prepare for it. But they are asked permission. I probably 2 times for the thumbnail and title before they come on. They're asked permission in the green room. Then they watch the onboarding videos going over the thumbnail processes. Then if you go in the green room, you'll see our thumbnails in there with titles under them.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah, they are given literally every opportunity in the world. We've gone beyond extensive. I've seen other YouTubers react to our content, and they're in, the Brent video where we kind of go over the process of how we do it, and they're like, you guys don't need to be doing all this type of this is overboard. You guys are going overboard on your onboarding process. These people can just look up the channel before they come on and know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Which is true. I mean, why fucking baby people? You're an adult. Know what you're fucking doing, you know? You're going on the show. But also, fuck it. We do have a responsibility in my mind. I wouldn't feel morally comfortable if we weren't giving them every opportunity in the world to know exactly what they're doing. So,
but even then, do you
baby
ever get people still saying after the fact,
Dude.
I don't like it, or it's like, hey, I know what I'm getting into. I understand it. I'm an adult.
They
I'm
are
making my own
so
choice. I'm
beyond
asking for
aware.
this.
They are so beyond aware at this point that we don't get a single complaint. We change the process any and every time that there ever is a complaint. So if we ever had the reason the onboarding process exists is honestly because of someone like Brent. I was like, I didn't know the thumbnail would have me crying or something.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, we change the process. You make it better. It's always about growth and making
That's
it better.
fair. Now, I'm curious in terms of your overall business. Like, I gotta say, you know, Jack and I showing up here, a lot has changed. It's incredible. Like, we walked into a different business than we did before.
Mm-hmm.
How has it changed from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, we're just really building the business is my favorite thing. It's just fun. It's not only a hobby, but I'm competitive with myself. You know, there's a lot of avenues we're going into with the special project, whether or not that's in this video, further diversifying our content with Your Week in Money and financial audit follow-ups. You know, we do have our education now, so we have marketing with that. Our biggest part of the business is still the video side. So, you know, we have our shorts editor and then 2 video editors and then an ad editor and then you know 3 people soon on the casting side. So that's pretty big. We also have the inside sales rep who's able to go get sponsors that I want and stuff like that. So
You have surpassed everything that I like. Everything that I could imagine should be done. Like, you've done that plus 50%.
And effectively, too.
there's only a million things more I want to do.
Part of me wonders, like, I'm intimidated by seeing all the people and all the back-end infrastructure that you have set up. How do you learn how to do that? I feel like I would just be kind of lost, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't do it all at once, right? You grow it, and like I brought on my friend and also past coworker Robert, who, you know, he's also really good at this, and we put our heads together a lot, and you know, we work on it together, and you know, I throw him a lot of the more miscellaneous tasks, a lot of the HR, a lot of stuff like that. So I don't know. You surround yourself with the right people. You vet people well. We've never had any bad experience with any employees, so everything's been good. We even before people are hired, we bring them in for a day just to see if they culture fit and stuff, because we're a little rambunctious. You know, we like to have fun. So it's just, I don't know. I think if you put in the right investment, it works out.
How do you keep people motivated?
I like relatively robust bonus structures. Some people are on like quarterly structures. Some people, if they hit certain metrics on what they're working on, they get bonuses. But also, since I think it is a fun place to work in general compared to like if you're going to go to most corporations, I think people like to see the end results. I know people got fired up today when we got the results of the $10,000 paid off in 10 months median thing. Like, that's really good to hear. I don't know, just seeing the growth. Everyone has such an integral part that no one is just here because they're here and they're not. There's not one person that you could take away and, oh, it's okay.
In terms of the revenue, can you break it down on like a pie chart in terms of where it comes from? Like, you don't have to say a specific number, just percentage terms. Like,
off the top of my head, I'm pretty bad at that.
Really?
Let me give you the exact one. Can you get my laptop from the table now? It's Ram and Jack. I want to give them the best.
All right.
Give them the best.
I actually really like these.
I did too.
Dude, they're so nice. They're Nidos.
They
don't even sponsor, but I'll
If
say
you,
it.
if you could find a way to manufacture these and sell them, I swear, like, this is the coolest thing I've held in my hand.
Okay, November. November ad rates for the YouTube channel was 32.8%. One dedicated sponsor was 11%. Membership was 7%. Another dedicated sponsor was 14.4%. And a bunch of other little follow-up, different ads, Patreon, that kind of crap. And then our secondary channels, that all adds up to about, I think it was 10%. And then all other minor sponsorships coming together, 15.4%. And then classes at 11%. But no, yeah.
That's pretty healthy in terms of diversification. How do you plan to expand that over time?
We want to make our education system more robust. We don't want to go for anything cash grabby. There's just such a bad negative connotation, and fairly so, of like other influencers or gurus out there who've just like put out classes and they're just shitty. You know, that's why we do like, a month. Take the class. If you didn't find it valuable, we'll refund you, no questions asked. And also our refund rate is 25% of industry average. So like we know we're doing things right.
And the
Like,
refund
we
rate
provide the
overall
value.
is what, like 3%, 2%?
Yeah,
It's like lower
so
than that. It's like
beyond
really
small.
low.
And ours is 25% of that. So I know we want to build that out, make sure we're actually providing value. And again, with the special project, whether or not that was announced, that'll be hopefully a part. Building out our YouTube membership is a really helpful part as well. And we do all these dedicated shows behind the paywall there, and that helps support the ups and downs of everything. So
I'll tell you what I think you need to do. I'll give you my unsolicited advice. Get a guy on the street. I think a man on the street sort of style right now for shorts that you could turn into long form, like 15-minute videos. I love this channel, The School of Hard Knocks. Have you seen this guy? He goes, what do you do for a living? Like, I love that. They're great videos. And this guy has no fear going up to like strangers. Hey, were you ever broke before? How'd you make your money? I love his channel. Get a guy who's like really good going up to strangers on the street, and you're in the perfect spot for it. Like the bar scene. But instead of the pickup videos where they're like flirting with women, talk about money. Talk about finances. Have couples on like
on our job.
I would do it.
Jack would actually be fantastic.
I did it already. I
know.
hated the editing. I couldn't stand the production.
You were really good at it, man. You had a good knack at that.
Yeah, they did well. I would do it, but I just don't want to produce it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I would do. So I would do the man on the street. That's its own segment, different from you. Then what I think would be really interesting, and I'm giving you all the ideas that I just don't have the energy for, but I know they would do well. Have an attorney on that goes through legal issues for people. So it's like they'll get like a free attorney, but like imagine I come to you, like you were talking about the landlord issue.
Nobody steals this idea.
And and I just say like, hey, dude, my landlord is this and that, and there's like, can I see your lease? Show the lease, and they kind of go over it. But it's like, we came up. Oh, there's another one. Okay, so the legal thing. The next thing I'd love for you to do is a fitness audit.
Okay. I'll have to hire someone for that one.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. I'm not talking like you, but I think hire.
It'd be funny
the biggest
user
on YouTube.
Yeah, hire someone. Hire someone who's just like, ripped, but basically to do a like Jack.
They're all yours.
Do a fitness audit of people where they could go through, and this is a lot more work. But like go through their diet. Like you go through someone's finances. Go through, like, have them track what they eat for, like, a month or for a week or something like this. Something like that. But they go through, and it's like, you ate a cheeseburger. What are you thinking? You did pancakes with this and this mocha thing. That's 700 calories. Like,
now that'll really outrage Reddit.
But you know what?
You fat shamer.
I think that would be good. And, like, put them on the spot in a place that they could get healthy and could learn the proper exercises and ways that they could get in shape, and diversifying away from you. I think that's the only thing I would do. And eventually you have the Caleb Hammer, the audit brand. Yeah. Because right now you got financial audit. I want to see fitness audit. I want to see legal audit.
Yes.
That's it. I want to see the man on the street.
Why aren't you doing things?
I don't have the energy for it.
Like, I don't have your energy. You're not old yet.
I have zero motivation to do it. Like, to me, it sounds daunting. It sounds like a ton of work. And I'm like, do I really want to do that? Probably not.
Is this the guy you want to partner with? Are you sure you don't want to?
Well,
Jack doesn't have motivation. I'm trying to whip Jack into shape.
That's false. The thing is, we're both passionate about what we're passionate about. And it's hard to expand the parameters. Right now, the iced coffee hour, for me, is all I want. It's all I need. I would consider doing other things, but most of the time the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Like I want to go and I want to make straight interview videos, but at the same time, I don't want to do all of the post-production process. I want to go try this thing out, but I know that that's going to also, there's going to be all of this auxiliary work with any other venture that's taken on.
There's nothing wrong with hiring people.
100%.
Hiring good.
We pay a lot of like agencies to do certain things for us, and we have a few people that we pay to take care of a lot of our responsibilities. So we don't really have any like full-time things, employees, but we do have money going out to several different people that provide services for us that make our lives easier.
You like third parties because that's the thing. We're trying to in-house almost everything because I feel like no one cares.
You make a lot more than us.
Well, yeah, okay.
So that also,
well, maybe if you in-house things more, you would be able to make things better, though.
True.
Like that's why
to me it's
our
management, right? To me it's management. It's now we have to manage someone and oversee that. I don't like what?
You like meetings, like sitting down and just making things better? Just like strategizing and like
I
getting
do
in
like
the
that.
weeds. I love getting in and just like, let's figure this shit out.
I love title thumbnail strategy conversations. Like this I love. Title thumbnail, I like. And then the review process of making sure the episode is perfect. Like,
Nothing I
like
hate
that.
more
I-
than sitting
I-
down and making a thumbnail.
I would prefer to build out like systems than I would that stuff. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
We all sit in that room over there and we spend an hour 3 days a week making titles and thumbnails. And I
Could always hire
never
me.
felt a noose around
Just
my neck.
hire me as a consultant.
Oh,
That's all it is, man.
you would make ours too
Give
nice. They wouldn't be as fun and rowdy
I'll
anymore.
give you some good ideas.
Yeah.
So in terms of your own finances, you mentioned in the past that you're worried about dying poor in a Walmart floor. Are you still worried about that?
Maybe my worries change. Maybe I'm less worried about that. And now I'm worried about the getting old wife kids thing. Like, I don't know.
Interesting. Should shift it.
Maybe it shifted.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did the whole, drama thing and stuff like that. Kind of was like bullshit online. And now I just like don't fear anything like that anymore.
It is interesting because even just a year ago when we last talked to you, you still maintained that you were worried about dying poor on a Walmart floor. But now, in just 1 year, that's not really something that you think about too often.
Not as much. I think because I hit that safety goal.
So it really was achieving the goal because I know a lot of people, they achieve their certain financial goal and then they continue to extend that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have stretch goals that I'd like to get to out of competitiveness with myself, of course. But that was my safety goal. Safety goal. And I hit it.
And you don't feel as worried about money now that you've hit that?
No, not at least everything collapsing. No.
Do you worry about everything collapsing?
Well, if everything collapsed, I'd be fine. Unless everything collapsed countrywide, but then we'd all be fucked.
Sure. That's interesting. I've not noticed much of a correlation between me feeling like financially secure and money.
Yeah.
It's just, I still feel the same. But that's probably more of a mental thing
Yeah.
where I'm still kind of like looking over expenses. I'm still kind of thinking about like, do I really need that on Amazon? Probably not.
I could give you 3 free therapy sessions if you need.
I'm good. I'm good.
talk to a financial therapist, maybe.
I'm going to tell you a huge life hack.
Yeah.
Huge. This will save you all your money in taxes. Marry someone who's a real estate professional. All of a sudden now, real estate losses can be deducted against your active income. Assuming she's full-time in real estate. So now here's what this means. Let's just say, I'm just round numbers here. You make $1 million in a year. Now you're paying taxes on that $1 million at 37%. Let's just call it 300 grand wiped away, gone, poof, done forever. But your wife is a real estate professional. Well, guess what? Now you buy a commercial property with $500,000 down. It's a $2 million property. Now, on that $2 million property, you could do what's called cost segregation analysis, where basically they go in and they say, hey, this ceiling has a lifespan of 15 years. These floors have a lifespan of 7 years. Here's the value of all of this. Here's the depreciation schedule, and here's what we could take bonus depreciation on. So maybe on that $2 million building, again, round numbers, you get $1 million of active losses as a write-off. Now, all of a sudden, you got $1 million income, $1 million of losses. Merge the two, zero tax whatsoever.
Putting that on the dating profile.
Yeah.
Must be real estate.
Now, here's the thing. In fairness, that does lower your cost basis on the real estate. So if you were to sell, that then becomes active income. You're going to have to pay the taxes.
Sure.
The goal is that you just keep 1031 exchanging the properties, you keep tax deferring it, and you build a whole nest egg of tax-free income. Then eventually you die. And you could leave, I think as of now, it's $28 million tax-free to your heirs, or you could do a trust, and there's other things that you could do on that. There you go. Save
No
you a
one
ton
would
of money.
complain about 28 million.
No.
So that's pretty good. That'd be
Jack
crazy.
might
That would
complain
be
a
a
little
crazy.
bit, yeah.
That'd be a crazy number.
This sounds pretty, aggressive, but have you ever considered trying like Ozempic?
Needles. I'm really big scared guy.
What if someone else does it for you?
What's the needles?
What if you don't look at it? I hear it's like a pen, right? Isn't it like one of those things?
The idea of a needle existing is already making my legs go queasy.
Interesting. Okay.
It's like go, ugh.
That's fair. I was just curious about that because I know a lot of
It's
people are trying it.
interesting.
It's very effective. I've
I wonder-
heard, not advice there, but I've heard it works.
Yeah, well, one thing I would be interested in it's kind of like debt consolidation, right? So you still need to change the behavior, or else that's not going to be sustainable long term. Like you can debt consolidate, but if you don't change the behavior, you're building those credit cards all the way back up. So like I'd be open to it. If you guys ever see me become skinny, it's probably not because of Ozempic, because I'm a little pussy with needles. So.
No tattoos either.
I'd love a
Wouldn't do
bass clef though. Bass clef right here, musical bass.
That would
clef.
be cool.
Yeah, for my trombone days.
You know what I would do as a bass clef if I wanted to
Hammer, I could not do
hammer.
it.
Hammer would.
hammer,
I could.
not a
It would be a little challenge.
You don't think I hammer?
No, that's so egotistical. It's just like weird.
Yeah. What is a criticism that you get a lot that you think is completely invalid?
No, you guys brought up the interesting one earlier. The what did you guys call it? Not taking advantage.
Are you exploiting poor people?
Exploiting, yeah. That one, I think, because of just our entire process that people just aren't privy to. It's like I can see the criticism because they're not informed of everything going into it, but it feels, knowing
Meritless.
everything we do and the conversations we have with them, it feels very endowed. Listen, if we never changed the process from 2.5 years ago when I was just in my kitchen, in my condo filming the show, like, yes, okay, that would be different. But if we're putting in the work, we're putting in the change, and we're getting very positive experiences across the board, except for a few misses here and there where we changed the process, yes, I would agree. But that just, I don't know, it's bad takes. Again, everyone's just, one thing is it's really interesting online that I think, actually, no, it's I don't know. You never want to, I've watched podcasts now, where influencers or whatever, I guess if that's what we are on it, and then they make a complaint, and it's just like, there's no point. No one can relate to it. It's just so silly. So, I don't know.
I'm talking about, like, don't you hate it when you have to take your Lamborghini for service?
Oh, like
your
I heard
phone
a big one
falls
was
in the
like
middle.
streaming is harder than a 9 to 5.
Well, that shit's crazy. But I meant more like just thinking about criticisms, because you can't know what it's like to get that overwhelming sense of mountains of criticism and hate against you. You do not know what that is like until you're in the position. And I always saw people do that, and I was just like, fuck, dude, you have the coolest thing in the world. And I do have the coolest thing in the world now, and I'm so blessed for that. I do see that. I never understood it before. I understand. Ooh, it's overwhelming when the internet's coming after you for a second,
Yeah.
This is crazy. You can't.
People are getting way too comfortable throwing hate at other people, and people are getting more and more aggressive to the point of it just being blatant bullying, and people bandwagon. Like, I see things on Instagram where I saw this really sad video recently. It was of a flight attendant. It was like not an older lady, but like middle-aged or so, and she was working a job just simply minding her own business as a flight attendant. These people walk into the plane and they have this massive dog, and it was captioned, "Service dogs have gone too far," because it was like a Great Dane or something.
Okay.
They're bringing it on the plane.
Yeah.
The Great Dane steps on the flight attendant's foot, and she goes, "Ow, ow." And she's saying, "Have a good day," or "Have a safe flight," to everybody that comes in. But the Great Dane stepped on her foot. She said, "Ow," in kind of a disturbed tone. And one of the comments was just hate for the flight attendant. And it had an arrow pointing towards the like button. And it had like 100 likes.
What?
And I'm thinking to myself, this flight attendant, because she sounded annoyed.
Oh.
And I'm thinking to myself, this person is sending 100 plus people, at least, that was just after it had been posted for a little bit, at this random lady. She didn't agree to be filmed. She's doing her job.
Yeah.
You have no idea what she's going through. She's a human just like you. She has her own struggles. She's in her own world, as are you. And I'm like, it's unreal how comfortable people are just saying, hate for this person, like this comment, and they're farming engagement for it.
Oh, yeah, that's the real
everything's engagement farming now.
But to do it in the most egregious and unacceptable way for this poor lady who had no idea what was going on, and she's just doing her own job, especially when someone's doing their job. You know what I mean? I just, the thing that honestly, one of my biggest pet peeves is making fun of people for whatever job that they have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
That's crazy.
I don't know. And it just really, it's kind of, riling me up right
yeah,
now
I
thinking
can
about
tell.
it. But it was pretty upsetting. And I made a
That is
very
crazy.
long comment back to it.
Oh, good.
And I was
Okay.
like, and then I said, hate for this comment. I didn't say hate to this person in my response, but I just said hate for this comment.
You know what?
Everything's
Yeah.
engagement bait now.
I
I
know.
mean, this is what you're seeing everywhere. I forgot the one thing I was trying to say. I got lost in my thoughts. The one thing I was trying to say, the thing that I think I don't like is in the world of online, it's if they don't like your content, they will just assume the worst about you in every instance.
100%.
And I think one thing that kind of sucks is I enjoy making people happy, watching the content, being happy, and I want people to like the show. And if people don't like the show, that's okay. That sucks. It's just, I don't know. That's what I struggled with, I think, towards the beginning of this year, end of last year, maybe when we first met, where it's just like people just assume the worst. They get parasocial. They just make all these assumptions, and that sucked. But it's been a good year. Move beyond that. Just kind of don't look at that stuff, and just out of sight, out of mind. But I guess based on your question, that's the one thing that just kind of annoys me. Those two things, that criticism that you brought up, that I've seen that a couple times online. I'm like, gosh, you don't know the process. And then it's just people just assume the worst, and it's really weird. It's really weird.
And lastly, I'm quitting YouTube because I know you've previously mentioned quite a few times that you've always not been the biggest fan of being like a camera-facing personality on YouTube. You're not a huge fan of any sort of fame, even though, I wouldn't consider YouTubers famous, but they're definitely recognizable and famous to some extent.
Sure.
You know what I mean? With parasocial relationships and just being recognized. How do you feel about that? Do you still want to quit YouTube?
No. I'm very happy now. I'm very happy.
What changed?
Based on exactly what we were just talking about. Once I learned how to separate from online and just accept that not everyone's going to like me, not everyone's going to like the show, and that's okay. And that sometimes, people will scream into the void. That's okay. I can be happy. That's what used to get to me. And I was just like, I just want to step away from this and just help manage it. Now I get to meet with people every day, film, put out episodes that are literally changing tens of thousands of people's lives and getting positive results, and also entertaining people, getting people through the workday. The fact that we get to do that and people actually show up and watch 3 days a week is the most insane blessing in the world. And I couldn't see doing anything else. I love this to my core.
Did you stop reading comments somewhere in there, or did you just divorce however you're doing on a daily basis with whatever people are saying about you online?
I think I had a lot of fear back then of people not liking me or people saying things that weren't true. And that fear has just gone away as I went to therapy, talked about it, worked with it through a therapist. And also, I just stopped going on some more outrage-driven places online where it's, engagement. You get your karma, you get your like, you get your whatever based on, outrage engagement. I just stopped looking at it, and there's really no need to.
All right. Well, I think that is it.
Yeah,
Caleb,
really
thank you for being
appreciate
so
this.
generous with your time. Thank you, team.
Yeah.
Caleb's got his whole team. They're all helping out with this. So
I'm hungry.
Well,
we're
us too.
hungry.
We're going to link to your channel down below in the description. Obviously, if you've never seen Caleb Hammer before, the channel is down below. Thank you so much for letting us use your studio, your equipment, letting us film here. The Diet Coke for the coffee.
Don't forget
You've
to
been so
thank you for the
generous.
Nitos.
These are so neat. I want you to sell these too. That's the other thing. These are
Sponsor
so,
us, Nito.
I know.
Caleb, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
love you
Thank you guys
guys.
for
Till
watching.
next time.
Until next time.
Why are you overdrafted if you have $4,500 in a savings?
Wow, it's high.
You got pretty high.
She doesn't want to spend the savings money.
That doesn't make sense. You've lost $750 this year.
Personal finance is a fire for some Caleb Hammer audit videos. Now look, we found out the whole team is watching this. This is like their guilty pleasure. You and I have not had that pleasure, so here we go.
Brent, I am so excited because I love when there's good personal financial information out there to make the world a better place. And it sounds like Caleb is doing something exciting, so let's dive right in.
Oh, what is this car?
It's a 2021 Ford Mach-E GT. It's actually my second one.
Sounds fancy.
Second one.
Dude, you're 20. What?
I had a fully paid off one before.
Oh, so we got to get it financed.
But it just wasn't meeting what I needed to do, especially with the range and the amount of driving that I was doing, so I sold it. And I bought the current car that I have paid off, and then I bought another car.
What's the balance on this
I'm
thing?
going to tell you the
On my
problem.
new car?
Yeah.
$64,000.
Oh, goodness.
That's the
for
balance
20-year-old.
See, $64,000 of car debt, bringing in $3,000 a month.
That's his
A
income?
third of that being from using your car to bring in more income. Does not sound like wise finances, but what is the interest rate?
12%.
See, that's why.
First of all, Caleb, How do you get these people to come on and confess this? I mean, this guy knew that this was a bad decision.
I mean, I was impressed he had a paid-off car, a nice paid-off car. Now, at 20, you probably shouldn't have a car that expensive, but at least it was paid off. But this decision-making around, like, a $64,000 note on a $3,000 monthly income, that just doesn't compute. That doesn't even pass the common sense test.
I'm holding a koozie here because we have what's called the money multiplier.
Not because you start drinking after seeing that.
MoneyGuy.com/resources. We have what every dollar you have could become based upon your age. So a 20-year-old, if you let that money grow, it at least has the opportunity to become $88. Can you imagine what $64,000 multiplied by 88? I don't do public math, so
it's a big number.
It's a big number. Not to mention the 12% interest. Absolutely zero chance he ever gets out of this situation making those type of decisions.
Yeah, when it comes to buying a car, you can tell this guy's not following 23.8. If you want to know more about what that is, go to moneyguy.com, check out our stuff to learn about 23.8 when it comes to buying a car.
So what's the overall financial situation? What are we looking at today?
Well, we have, and this isn't on that statement, we have about $20,000 in cash for our emergency fund. Okay. It's interesting laid out. About 10,000 of it is in Bitcoin, and the other 10,000 is in like safe yield saving account.
That's not an emergency. You have $10,000 in an emergency fund.
That's fair.
Okay.
And I have $10,000 of Bitcoin that I can also use if I need to.
That you should sell right now and put in your emergency fund. Go on.
I was literally talking to my wife about that, and I was like, I don't know.
But half of what's an emergency fund, I will immediately say that's stupid risk.
We had $36,000 in our emergency fund.
Yeah.
And all of that money is gone.
Where'd it go?
It went to emergencies.
What were the emergencies?
We needed to remodel a bathroom.
Then it wasn't an emergency fund.
Okay, there's several things here. First of all, this gentleman fell into the trap of access to cash versus actually having cash, because a lot of people, I've made that mistake.
Yeah, sure.
With home equity lines and other things, and people, I've even had neighbors tell me that they think that their brokerage account, their investment account, counts as emergency funds. I'm like, yeah, wait and try to go get access to that. If you any money, that is not truly an emergency reserves. That is a disaster. The other thing, Bo, is do you consider renovating your house an emergency?
Not even almost close. Not even almost close. If you're someone who's trying to do things like, oh, I'm going to upgrade my car, I'm going to upgrade my home, I'm going to make a voluntary decision with my dollars, that does not fall into the emergency camp. Those dollars are supposed to be there for job loss or an unexpected medical bill or a car accident where you have to get transportation. It is not for, oh, I just want to generally improve some part of my house. That's not what an emergency fund is for.
2-3 jobs a week. And what do you think your average weekly or average monthly pay is?
I think I'm about $3,000 a month.
$3,000 a month, okay. Is that before taxes or pre-taxes?
That's before.
Okay, and then I'm assuming since these are contracting positions, you're setting money aside for taxes?
I try.
You try.
Oh, okay.
I don't, but I mean, it's a good thought.
So 3,000, and you're not setting like 30% aside?
No.
Okay. How long has this contracting thing been your livelihood?
I've been doing it for 3 years, and
the last 2 years, how has that tax situation looked?
I haven't filed my taxes in 3 years.
Why?
I mean, my heart's dropped.
I've filed extensions. I've
Wesley
talked to my
Snipes
accountant.
is what she did.
He's also not very happy with me, but I just haven't done it. It's just something that's not really been on my list of priorities.
I feel sad for her.
She didn't even. She was like not even realistic about what she's doing from a financial perspective.
These things can get steep because realize that you're accruing like a 5% up until 25% of the total outstanding liability is building up. So she doesn't, each year she missed, she's going to have interest costs, but she's also going to have a 25% penalty
for each year
for what's outstanding. That's scary. I mean, that is, look, financial building of wealth and building independence is a journey, but I get so sad when I find out people are taking steps backwards, and paying penalties and interest to the federal government is an absolute disaster, because now not only, but to even start your journey of building wealth, you have to now make them whole, because realize your government, I'm not trying to be sensational by saying this, but they do have the guns.
Sure.
I mean, this is the people that can literally show up, take your stuff, and literally take you to jail. Just go ask Willie Nelson and Wesley Snipes and all the other people who've played stupid games and and won stupid prizes from doing it.
So she says she's an independent contractor. She's self-employed. She's a business owner. And while entrepreneurship and being a business owner can be a super exciting thing that can pay huge dividends, there are some additional responsibilities that come with that. One of those responsibilities being making sure that you're accounting for taxes throughout the year. Just because you're getting, if you get a W-2 income, there's naturally taxes withheld from that. Well, if you're getting paid as a contractor, if you have 1099 income coming in, if you're self-employed, the onus is on you to make sure that you're withholding so that when you do file your taxes or when it is time to make that estimated tax payment, you have that cash readily available. If you're not doing that and thinking through those processes, you're not operating your business the way that a smart business owner should.
If we're paycheck to paycheck, we're not able to pay off a credit card, are we in the right line of work? Are you doing what's responsible for you?
Yeah,
What do you mean? You're losing 30% interest on a card you can't pay off, and you're more than 50% of your take-home is going to rent.
I think the way I look at my scenario is I love what I do every day, and I'm able to pay rent, and I'm able to pay for food. And
you're not able to pay for food. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. You're putting it all on debt. You cannot afford food.
I'm able to get food.
You're able to get food by using debt. You're not paying for it. You're using someone else's money.
I mean, I haven't used that credit card in I think just once in the last month.
But if you can't pay off that credit card because you don't have enough money left in your checking account, then no, you cannot afford those things.
Yeah.
You're only putting $40 towards it a month.
See, I feel like a lot of people run this game. It's the shell game where what they want to do is they want to just see if they can kick the can as far down the road as possible. So that $2,000 credit card balance turns into the $4,000, and $4,000 turns into $6,000, and $6,000 to $8,000, $8,000 to $10,000, until you finally start maxing out the credit cards. Well, then you go open up another credit card, and then you get on this vicious cycle where it is a hole that the more you dig, the deeper you go, the harder it's to get out of, until the whole thing implodes upon itself. It just sounds like this guy that Caleb's talking to hasn't reached the bottom, but man, he is moving in the wrong direction.
Well, it's not even digging a hole with a shovel. It's digging a hole with the biggest excavator that you could find, and that's what I hate is because it's a walk towards failure.
Yep,
I mean, it totally is, and that's what. Look, good on him that he's passionate and feels good about what he's doing for a living, but somehow he got the discipline part wrong to live on less thing you make. If you can't get discipline, step one of all the ingredients that are needed for wealth building, you'll just never get out of that hole.
I love that he said something so common sense. He said, well, hey, I'm able to eat. And Caleb said, no, you're not able to put food on the table. The credit card company is putting food on the table, and you're going to have to pay that bill later. I think a lot of people don't realize that. So don't let yourself fall in the same trap as this guy.
They're desperate to hire right now. If any industry is desperate to hire, it is service.
And how long do you think I'm going to last there?
What does that mean? In terms of get fired, or are you existing?
Yeah, until I raise an issue and then.
Well, if you decide to be a big boy and take care of yourself, you'll last there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I need context.
What is maybe?
What is maybe? I just know somebody's going to be like, oh, you think you're a smart kid. And I am. I have a degree in information systems. So if I see a way to improve something, I'm going to suggest it. And
Why
then
have you brought up this degree in information systems and no one cares?
Caleb was kind of savage.
What did I do? Why do I have a degree in information systems? Nobody cares.
We don't. No, we don't care. We don't.
Should I go back to Texas Tech and just give it back to my professors?
So it's exciting to you, but in the real world,
it actually does matter. Like I've accomplished a lot of things with it.
But because of the degree or because of yourself?
Obviously, this guy, he went to Texas Tech, he got a good degree, and he was proud of it. But vocationally, if there are not jobs out there that will employ you with that degree, at some point, you got to figure something else out. You got to figure out how to figure out a way to move forward and not just keep waiting for something magical to happen.
Over 70% of the general public works in a field outside of their degree. So, I mean, that's what they might need to pivot to that. But the other thing I think about like doctors. I see so many doctors graduate from medical school. They're older and they've been in college and school and for so many years. As soon as they get out, they think they need to be rewarded because they've earned it. They've been sacrificed. You could sense that in this same individual. Is that he did a major that was hard, like information systems, and he felt like now I should be rewarded. I'm entitled. And meanwhile, the market's not paying that forward. Don't make those mistakes. Just because you have gone to college for years and you've earned this reward of a degree, it doesn't mean anything owes you anything until the appropriate time. Remember, you have to live on less than you make to start the wealth building process. The world does not care what you put into it until you actually have the connection of somebody willing to pay you, or you start an endeavor where you actually make more than what you're actually spending, and there's a big disconnect there.
It is irresponsible of a parent to not be 100% set up for retirement if they have kids, because then it forces them to be financially responsible for their parents.
No kidding.
Yes.
I don't believe that.
Because they're not going to allow their parents to just die on the street. What do you mean you don't believe that?
I don't believe that. I don't.
Yeah. Say why.
Oh, I don't believe that it's. I think that's parenting. If you grow up to tell your kid, you got to take care of me, then yeah, your kid's going to feel guilted into taking care of you because they don't have that much money, or your parents don't have that much money. But I never would tell my kid, like, it's your responsibility. I gotta work.
No, I'm not saying you're telling them, but I'm saying if you're not able to afford to retire because you never saved up any money to retire, which at this point we're not saving up any money to retire,
Right.
They are going to feel morally obligated to take care of you and put certain things of their life on hold because of that.
Nah, I don't believe that.
Okay, well, you could not believe it, but the statistics would suggest otherwise. I mean, we have had this great, I forget the name of the article. What it said is essentially we are living in this place where now, not because people are choosing to be multi-generational, not because people want to bring in their elderly parents, but it is now the default, the fail-safe, the parachute for parents that did not plan well are now having to move in with their kids. And I don't think no parent goes into retirement with that plan, but as my mom used to say to me, failing to plan is planning to fail. When it comes to retirement, it's no different for parents.
There's this weird codependence thing that's going on, and the fact that a lot of younger people are leaving the house much later. But then on the other side of it, you're starting to see where the older boomers and others who are approaching retirement, they don't have any money saved up, so it's actually becoming quite normalized to move in with their adult children, to the point that, and I've been talking about this for years, is the whole oxygen mask on an airplane is you better make sure you take care of your finances before you help your children out. But there was actually, I think it was a New York Times article, I covered it in one of our shows, where now it's normalized. You had a smiling mom and her adult son, and they're like all proud, and it's all because mom is broke, that she's got to move in with the son. And look, that's very noble that the children are moving in and so forth, but it ought to be a choice, an option, so that you have decided that what's best for your growing family is an extended family experience where you're inviting relatives to move in, not because mom and dad can't afford to eat. I mean, that's just taking away options, is taking away the goodwill of the entire experience, and that's sad.
We as parents often try to justify the things we do for our.
I know somebody like that is like this. Their daughter because her husband died. Not because she chose to choose the husband.
Kids saying, "Oh, I don't want to rob them of their childhood, or I want them to experience the things that I didn't experience. I want them to have the things that I did not have." But what you don't recognize is when you prioritize that over your own financial foundation, instead of robbing them of their childhood, you're robbing them of their adulthood. You're robbing their children, your grandchildren, of their childhood, because grandma and grandpa have to move in with them. So if you can put yourself on solid foundational financial footing, you're going to be much better positioned to help your kids both now as well as later in life.
Why are you overdrafted if you have $4,500 in the savings?
Well, that's high.
Yeah, pretty high. You're gonna spend the savings money. That doesn't make sense. You've lost $750 this year. Wife, if you are watching this, please understand it makes no mathematical sense. $750 you've lost because you're not willing to transfer $4,500 because of me. You don't have a girl. No. How old is she?
We're same age, 27.
How old are you?
6 months.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah.
No retirement. Stacked in debt. Stacked in debt.
Yeah.
Riddled in debt. No retirement. Everything else in here is literally just cards and crap. Credit cards and debts.
A little bit of stuff to unpack here. One, if you are someone who's getting hit with overdraft fees, that should not happen. One, you should have an emergency reserve, or at the very least, if you're following the financial order of operations, you ought to at least have your deductibles covered, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 in an account. Well, nowadays, you can actually link that savings account to your checking account for automatic overdraft protection. So if you're getting hit with overdraft fees and you have cash on hand, you've just been lazy. That part's on you. Now we have his actual situation where 27 years old, got a baby, 6-month-old, no retirement savings, not saving for the future.
I'm noticing a trend here. You know, when we do our show content every year, and y'all make fun of me because I get so excited. The bank rate releases the percentage of Americans that can come up with $1,000.
Yep.
And you can pretty much set your clock to around 60%.
Sure.
And I've often wondered, I'm like, who are these people that can come up with $1,000? Caleb has gone and found them. He's found, and they're all willing to self-confess on why they're absolutely horrible with money. I mean, this person can't come up with it. I mean, I guess they have $4,500. He'd argue with me because he'd be like, I got $4,500 in the savings account.
No, just sitting over
you
there.
really, if you're running credit card debt at this level, that's well beyond the $4,500. You have overdraft of $750. There is tremendous discipline issues here. It's all back to the point of if you can't live on less than you make, you're never going to get out of the starting block of wealth building.
Did you do this, you crazy?
I had taken dog and smeared it all over the windshield, which is another story entirely.
And you drained your savings to bail yourself out of jail when you hit your husband and then escaped the cop car.
Yeah.
What the did I even just say? That's insane.
I ended up going to jail for felony.
Oh, she's a crazy Download my budgeting app today and take control of your money once and for all. And for a limited time only, sign up for the annual version of Premium and get my cookbook and notebook signed and mailed directly to you. Link in the description and pinned comment below.
Hi, my name is Kaylee. I am 37 years old. I live in Mariposa, California, and welcome to Financial Audit.
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming over to Austin. What do you do for a living in Mariposa?
I work at a hotel front desk.
Cool. That's probably not a ton of money. I don't know
$20 an hour.
Mariposa. Is it on the coast?
No, it's in Central California, just outside of Yosemite National Park.
Okay, that helps with price, right? Honestly, not too familiar with the Central California
I
life.
get paid very well for the area.
Well, you get paid well, but the cost of living, that's what I'm concerned about. What do you make?
$20 an hour.
Okay. And how many hours a week do you work?
I work 4 days a week, 8 hours a day.
Do you want me to do the math?
Yes.
Is that what's being asked? Okay. A quick little 32 hours a week.
Yeah.
So $20 an hour is pretty nice. But if we're not working 40 hours a week, it doesn't stretch as far.
I know, but I don't want to work 40 hours a week. I like having Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
Why don't you work more hours of the days Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
I do work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
More hours to get to 40 hours a week.
More than 8? I mean, I do when they let me, but they're pretty stingy.
What are they stingy about?
Overtime. The entire...
It wouldn't be overtime, though, would it?
More than 8 hours a day is overtime in California.
Oh, California. Makes it impossible to run a business. If you want to work, just can let you work. My goodness, it's so weird.
They do. I mean, they want me to work more.
No, they want you to. The state doesn't.
No, yeah.
Okay, so you sounds like you should probably work on Friday. I mean, obviously we're struggling. If we're on the show, we're struggling. I don't think you really have the choice to take a Friday off. Then you should probably actually have a second job outside of the hours that you're working. Because if you're on the show, you're usually financially is typically how it goes.
Yes.
So what is going on?
Fact.
What are you doing? It kind of sounds like a dumb philosophy.
Well, I have been considering offering to work every other Friday because my boyfriend just got a job up there where I live where he will have every other Friday off. So then if we could both have that one Friday off.
You're an adult. You're allowed to work 5 days a week. Come on. This is a privileged position in the history of humanity. Most times you'd be working sunrise to sundown until you're dead in your 30s.
I know, but I
You're
don't want to
lucky
do that.
working 9 to... I know. But I'm saying working 9 to 5 Monday through Friday is not the worst. It's in fact the best. A cushy front desk job, $20 an hour. In the history of humanity, that's considered good.
It is actually...
If you have bills to pay, work.
Yeah. It's better than 9 to 5. I only work from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., so I have the whole day ahead of me when I get off. It's pretty tits.
Yeah, but that's pretty tits. Okay, interesting. But that means you probably go to bed earlier anyway. I mean, your days are just shifted, right?
I don't need a lot of sleep.
Okay. Well, that's That's not what matters here. What matters is if you're on the show, probably not doing financially well.
Well, obviously.
I don't think you get to take a day off of work a week. What hits your account on a monthly basis?
So like after everything that comes out, like $1,100 every 2 weeks. So $2,200 every month.
How are you possibly surviving?
I don't know.
How are you
I don't know. I really don't have a lot of bills. Like I don't have a car payment. My rent is like very cheap.
Why are there so many documents? That's not making any sense.
Well,
An answer would be helpful.
I don't have a whole lot of bills. Well, other than credit cards.
You don't consider those bills?
Yes, those are bills. But I don't have like.
Well, why are we in credit card debt then if we didn't have a lot of bills? Because if we didn't have a lot of bills, we wouldn't have to go into credit card debt in order to buy the things we want to buy. But now you have credit card debt, and all of a sudden those are bills. So why the f do we have credit card debt?
Because with all that time off that I have every week, I go out and do a lot of things.
Then equal reason to not take the time off on Fridays. If you spend more money because you don't work there, then don't fucking take time off work. And if you're not making enough money, then don't take time off work.
I'm not like a career girly. I would rather be at home, like doing domestic things.
Trad wife? You want to trad it up?
No,
you
I
don't
like
look
to have
trad.
spending money, but I like to keep a clean house, and I like to cook, and I like to I have to have time to do that stuff.
So you like everything about being a stay-at-home wife other than being called a stay-at-home wife?
You could say that.
Yeah, I could tell from the tattoos. Okay. Is that an option? Where are you in this relationship? I don't know.
You mean like when he moves back in with me? He doesn't live there currently.
I don't know.
He will be.
Is he moving back in?
Yeah, he starts his new job on the 23rd.
I didn't know he moved out. Didn't know you guys ever lived together in the first place. Why are you acting like I know anything about you?
We did.
I don't.
We did live together, but he had a bit of a problem with alcohol, so I told him he had to move out and be sober for 6 months before moving back in.
Fair.
Thank you.
Support.
So he hit that 6 month date, and then like 2 days later got a job interview up where I live, which he's in quality control for aerospace.
So you want to be a stay-at-home wife too?
No, I don't. Like, I'm not going to quit my job when he moves in, but I mean.
No, but you want to in general be a stay-at-home wife.
No, I think I would always like to have a little part-time job where I could have my own spending money. I would like that. I'm not a career girly. I don't have hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams of
What do you aspire to in life? How the fuck can we do anything if you don't have nothing to?
Well, I do have hopes and dreams, but they're not employment related.
What are some of your hopes and dreams? Because they might be connected to employment.
I like to travel. Traveling is good.
You need money to travel.
Mm-hmm.
You need a job to get money to travel.
Okay,
sounds like it's tied.
Yes. The good thing about this job that I have is
the one where you work less than 40 hours a week, yeah.
Yes, that one. I get really, really good hotel discounts. So
great. Spending money you literally do not have.
I spend the money before it's even.
If I want to go get McDonald's and instead of $15, it's $10 because they have a value pack going on, but I don't have $10 to spend, I still don't spend it because I don't have $10. What are you talking about?
Well, that's where the credit cards come in. All of the.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, all the.
And
travel.
obviously you can't afford that. Okay, goals and aspirations, more. Give.
I'm simple. I'm a simple girly. I just want to live
simple in more ways
stay
than you
home,
know.
bake bread, maybe take a fucking flight every now and again.
Girl, you're 40 and you're a failure. That's embarrassing. You live in an embarrassing life right now.
I don't think it's embarrassing necessarily.
What do you have going for you in life? A boyfriend that you had to kick out that is now potentially coming back in.
Yes.
You don't care about anything in terms of your ambitions or any purpose in life. You want to travel, have no money to do it, only went into credit card debt to do it. What is there to look at you and be like, oh, that's someone I look up to? I'm gonna just call it how I see it.
I don't necessarily need you to look up to me.
Yeah, but it just shows how you are.
Yeah.
And it's important to know how you are from a self-reflection standpoint, absolutely, but also someone else can see that isn't you. And I'm just gonna know you. I've only been talking to you, 9 minutes, but I've learned enough to know that you got nothing going on, and that's not cute.
But is that like
It's
the worst
embarrassing.
thing in the world, though? Like,
It means that you're living an insignificant life. You'll never be remembered by a single person.
that's all right.
Okay, I mean, you're okay. That's fine. If you have no desires to leave even an impact on someone's life in this
I
world,
think I
then
leave like a good enough impact on my son's life.
you have a kid.
I do.
Okay, that's even worse then. Because you should. How old's the kid?
He's 11.
Oh, okay. I was hoping he was out of the house.
No. I'm not that old.
Wait, you're 37. If you had a kid at 18, they'd be out of the house, right? Isn't that how math works?
Yeah, but
So, I mean, that's fine. I was out of the house by the time my parents were 37.
yeah.
Okay, so you have a kid. You're prioritizing nothing in life, meaning you can barely pay bills and not put them through programs that they want to get through. And you're certainly not going to pay for the college. And they're definitely going to have to take care of you when you're older because you've done nothing to sacrifice for your future. Why would you say no? Go ahead, give me a logical answer.
Well, his dad's side of the family is pretty well off. I like
that
he's
doesn't
he's
mean
not
you
gonna
get taken care of.
No, I'll take care of myself.
Doubt it?
Listen, I'm having to take care of my mother. I've learned I'm never gonna put my
You've
son
learned, yet
through
you've
that.
done nothing to fix it. Lady, if you don't have retirement,
I do.
how much is in your retirement?
I don't. It's in there. I think 27, but I might be making that up. I could be making
That's
that up.
nothing for your age. That's going to last a year. Listen.
Well, I've got time.
You're going to be your mother, not by your choice. No, yes, by your choice, but not by you wanting to do it. Your mom, I don't know what full story, but I'm going to say what you're going to be. You're going to be in a situation where you cannot retire, cannot keep a roof over your head. You're going to be struggling. Maybe you become, who knows what Social Security is going to be like by the time you are retired. And if you take early Social Security, it's going to be less. I don't know. You have bills to pay for it. You struggle for it. Your son's not going to let you suffer. Not going to let you suffer. He's going to be morally obligated as your son to take care of you. It's not going to be you asking. He is going to help, and he's going to put his life on hold to help. So yes, and that is you being selfish because you want to travel the world now and not work on Fridays and have nothing going for you in life. That's a joke. If you're doing it as a fucking motherless, lady forever, sure, you can do that. You can do whatever because no one's dependent on you. Whatever. That's fine. Some will judge, some will not. I don't care. You have a kid.
Yes.
At this point, it's embarrassing and borderline disgusting, the life you're living.
I disagree.
How?
I mean, I don't think it's disgusting.
How?
How is it not disgusting? I mean, he has a
Yeah.
lovely home, 2 lovely homes that he
Built
splits
on
his
debt.
time between. He goes on trips with me too.
Built on debt. Debt that is going to set you back in life, and then the kid is going to have to take care of you. Put his life on hold to do that because mama was selfish and wanted to go on vacations and not work. Tell me how that's not disgusting.
It's because I think
We see it in our culture all the time, and it's a barely talked about thing. It's not talked about enough.
I guess
no one wants to put the blame on their parents.
the main goal then in life would be to make sure he doesn't have to take care of me.
Great, you're
That would
completely
be
failing at that, and
it.
you're 40
Well,
and
I just
barely
came
have-
up with it right now.
Well, but your catch-up is immense. You have to invest double, triple what someone in their 20s has to in order to retire with a decent amount.
Which I
'Cause of time on the side.
could probably do that after I
How are you-
clear
how-
through all
listen,
this.
How are you even managing your finances now?
ChatGPT, obviously. How else would I be doing that?
What is Jupiter saying about this?
Well, we worked out a plan to pay off all 3 credit cards that I have, which one of them doesn't really count because it's like
What are you asking GPT?
for a schedule on how to pay off my debt. Ish. Which it has been working to an extent. For 2 cards, it has been working. For the 3rd card, I just continue.
You spent more than you brought in last month. I don't know what
No.
you're talking about. Yes.
Well-
How much came in last month?
Like 2,200.
How much spent?
No, maybe more than, because sometimes I do get overtime.
You had a little bit of overtime.
Yeah.
3,000 came in. How much went out?
Damn. More than 3,000?
3,400.
Are you sure?
Hey GPT, What do I do about someone's financial situation if they have no idea what they're talking about and they're prioritizing their lives over their children's? She says she's 37, looks 57, has tattoos all over her body.
The f I do.
And has clown lipstick on, if that helps. Let's see. Here's a direct and clear path. Establish clear boundaries. Here's the boundary between me and you. I don't like you.
Okay.
Number 2, direct and factual communication. Factual? You're being a selfish mother. Not good. Focus on priorities. Your child, not your travels. Recommended require counseling. Sure, I'll set you up with a sound mind therapist. I use them. Document and follow up. Oh, we're gonna do that. Yeah, but better believe it. Take proactive actions if necessary. Don't spend money you don't have! Regarding her appearance, be firm, clear, compassionate. I believe I already did. But prioritize the child's well-being.
He's very well being.
Reported to social services. I don't think we need to go that far, but that is what GPT has said. Your financial advisor of choice. Okay.
Did you name your chat GPT?
I just call her her.
Oh, she's a her.
Yeah.
It's very progressive of you.
Oh, I'm fucking sexist like you. Okay, so
Yes.
what have you learned through the GPT?
What have I learned about the finances from ChatGPT? My little payoff plan that I do.
What does she say about the boyfriend coming back in the house? Why'd you kick him out in the first place? How'd you learn?
How did I learn?
Yeah, like what was like the breaking point?
Okay, well, so I knew that he struggled with alcohol, like when I got together with him, obviously.
Interesting couple choice, okay.
Yeah, I know. I have also had my struggles with alcohol in the past.
What?
Shocker. So he moved in 4 months after we met, and prior to living with me, he had never lived anywhere besides with his mother. I'm
How old is he? Well, I wasn't rushing you.
Oh, well, you were breathing hard.
I was reacting.
He's 34. I know.
Again, an interesting spousal choice.
No.
Okay, continue.
I wasn't like on the prowl.
Continue.
Either. Okay, so he moved in after 4 months, and the alcoholism just went like up level 100. And
yeah, he wasn't with his mother anymore, and he probably enabled him.
So I had this little feeling after a lot of drinking that he was doing. I just had one of those
We
little
all do
women.
our best thinking after getting completely fucked up.
Totally. So I picked up his phone and I found that one of his coworkers had sent him some naughty photos. In his defense, they were unsolicited. However, he did kind of like play
Did
into
he
it.
delete his messages before?
No.
So one of his coworkers sent some titties.
Yeah. And so I may have overreacted a bit, and I went online and I got the email address for every single person in the company, and I sent her titties and their text thread to every person in the company. So naturally, he got fired.
And you should have gone to jail?
There were no nips. They were just, you know.
That's still kind of revenge.
She deserved it. So
she got fired?
No. Her and her husband works there too. They are like darlings of the company. So they were fine.
So wait, who got fired?
My boyfriend.
You got your boyfriend fired by emailing someone else's tits to everyone in the company?
And their whole conversation, yeah.
Why would you do this, you crazy?
It was a bit reactionary.
Why would he ever even consider staying with you? You're insane.
Well, that's not the only thing. Like, he also drinking, we got into a bit of an argument, and he took my car because he couldn't take his car because I had taken dog and smeared it all over the windshield, which is another story entirely. And so he had gone to this casino that's like sort of nearby, and when he was leaving the casino, instead of turning left or right like a normal person, he just fucking went straight and drove over a bush and totaled my car. So there were a lot of things that his
Why
drinking.
are you guys getting back together?
Oh, because he's just my favorite thing that has ever existed.
Which is why you smeared dog on his.
Well, that's
and got
a long
him
time ago.
Fired by
I know.
emailing all his coworkers. If someone emailed me all my coworkers, I'm never talking to them again. That Just crazy, i.e., you're kind of crazy.
You do be crazy.
No, that's not cute.
No, I know, but that's why I don't drink. You see, I don't drink.
That's good. I am happy to hear that.
Yeah.
How long have you been sober?
This time, I don't know. About as long as him, but like I've had a beer here or there. He has had nothing. Prior to meeting him, I had just come off of quitting drinking for a year because I woke up with a broken ankle and I didn't know how it happened. So I was like,
what are you?
Well, I better maybe take a break. So I took a break. But anyway, so to answer your question, what was the question? It was
The drinking, I get it, can make you do crazy things, but you're also just kind of crazy.
Yeah. Oh, you asked why did I finally kick him out of the house?
An
But I
alcoholic
was
who
getting
smears
there.
dog, who emails tits, revenge to all co-workers,
There were no
doesn't
nipples.
want to work 40 hours a week, has no career aspirations, only wants to leave her child to travel.
He comes with me.
You're not a good person.
I never claimed to be.
You're okay with that?
It's a spectrum. Like I'm good in a lot of areas. Sometimes. What am I good at? Baking.
Not makeup. Sorry, keep going. Baking.
Yeah.
What? The laced special cookies?
Yes. Yeah. But I don't do that anymore unless somebody asks.
What else are you good at that has something someone could respect? Private student loan debt can be overwhelming. If you're seeking a more affordable way forward, Y-Refi is here to help. Unlike traditional lenders, Y-Refi is focusing on your desire and ability to repay, not just your credit score. With guaranteed interest rates under 6%, they offer a pathway towards lower monthly payments. Y-Refi also provides a co-signer release program, giving you and your family peace of mind. Their dedicated representatives walk you clientfi.com. What do you
mean? I know.
Confidence. Know that, but
I've never had a job where I'm not the best one there. I do.
do you know how well you're doing while you're there?
What do you mean? Do I know how well I'm doing while I'm there? Yeah, I know how well I'm doing while I'm there.
Your job is to check people in.
Out. I'm the morning girl.
Okay, and most people just don't.
You would fucking think, but they like to stop by and tell me their life
You're bragging
story.
about being the best person at checking people out when
Yeah, I know,
only
I know.
half the people do that. Sorry, I know I'm being a bit rude, but I also really kind of want to lay this out in a real world situation where I can't have you thinking that you're in any kind of respectable position, because you're not. You need to change your life. 37 years is a little late to do it, but you can do it.
I know. I'm ready to do it now. I'm ready to grow up now.
Says with the dad heart tattoo on
He died on Valentine's Day. Tell me that's not the cutest fucking thing you've ever seen.
What
Please.
year?
My dad.
What year?
23. He was very old. He was 80.
Well, I thought maybe I was born when he died, and that maybe
Were you
I'm
born
your
on
new
Valentine's?
father.
Oh, Jesus.
But no. I'm sorry for his passing.
Thank you.
That sucks. Okay, so you're kind of a crazy ex, except now back together. So he's coming back in.
He's coming back in.
And you guys
yeah.
enable your bad behavior.
No, we are.
Well, you do when you live together.
Yes, but we have
historically.
both come a long way.
Yeah, not living together.
But he's
It
there
makes
every
me a little
weekend.
nervous.
He comes up every weekend.
It's a little different.
We both have had many, many conversations and have very clear,
You met him just 2 weeks after leaving the 12-year relationship you had?
I know.
I don't think this is a healthy thing for you. I don't know.
I cannot imagine, I can't imagine life without
This is
him.
insane. He paid for your tummy and arm tuck.
My ex?
What, you were fat
Oh, yeah.
before?
Yeah.
Good job. Well done.
Thank you.
It was over $15,000 and then you broke up with him a month after the surgery?
Yeah, the timing on that was pretty. From the outside, I will give you that. From the outside looking in, the timing on that is pretty awful. But listen, in my defense, the surgery had been scheduled 5-6 months prior to that. But my dad
At least
was
give
dying.
him a few months.
I know, but my dad was dying, so I pushed it forward.
Well, give him a few months after completion of a surgery he pays for. At least lead him on for a bit.
I couldn't do it anymore. Listen, I was sitting in therapy and the light bulb went off and I was like, it's been 7 years since the last time I broke up with him and nothing has changed. Everything is still exactly the same. And I'm not getting any younger, obviously. So I had to scoot boots.
Scoot boobs?
Scoot boots. Get out, you know?
Oh. Is there anything even remotely healthy about this relationship, if we're being honest?
The only fight that we've ever been in that like doesn't involve alcohol, like since
or
we've drinking.
Smearing or getting him fired? Okay,
Yeah. Listen, the smearing is because he brought home a dog that I didn't want, and it pooped in the house.
What a very mature response you had.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, what
Anyway,
is this?
so the one like big that we got in like since the quitting of the drinking is I really needed a car because like I said, he had crashed my car the year before. And I took out a loan from my baby daddy without asking my boyfriend first, which like offended him and hurt his feelings. But in my defense, there's no fucking way he would have been able to qualify for a loan.
No, but it's weird. Baby daddy loan?
I paid him back quick though. I was just waiting for my taxes to hit.
Yeah, you're being
It was the first time I had a tax return
single
in
mom
like
tax credit.
a lot of
Yes,
years.
Of course. You have your single mom tax credit.
It's like a big
We're really supporting the best futures here, ladies and gentlemen. This show is changing my perception of the world, let me tell you. It's fucking crazy, the things that we have witnessed. Okay.
Yes.
What the You broke up with your baby daddy because he had no sex drive, but then you guys broke up when you got pregnant?
Yeah.
These notes that I'm being fed are insane.
I know. I have often...
You are a creature.
No, yeah.
So because he wouldn't you, but clearly did because you got pregnant, and then you wait till getting pregnant,
Hold on. I often refer to my son as the second coming of Christ because I don't know how, in the very few times that we did be intimate, that I got pregnant. And also, I didn't know that I was pregnant
How often
until...
did you guys
Not a lot. Not very much. And he was working out of
once
town
a
at
week,
that time.
once a month, once a year?
Once a week is probably 3 times a month, tops.
You broke up with him because of that after you got pregnant?
Hold the fuck on. Okay, so I broke up with him not knowing that I was pregnant, and then I found out I was pregnant, and I was already 14 fucking weeks along pregnant, which is like halfway through. So we kept the baby, obviously, and he's just the best little thing. So yeah, we got back together because I was pregnant. And then we broke up again when my son was like, I don't know, 2 or 3, and then found our way back together for whatever reason. Because you try to make it work. You try, but then it doesn't.
Then you
Listen,
broke
when
up
the
again,
man
and then you
doesn't
broke
have
up a final time and then found an alcoholic in 2 weeks.
I
and
know
chose him?
from the outside it looks fucking nuts. I know.
Has anything in your life not looked insane, crazy?
Probably not.
No, I don't think so. Listen, I gotta get into these finances, but you're wild. And then your chat GPT, it's clearly not working. Listen,
I use that
I'm
for
not even
everything.
Well, I'm not anti that. It's a good search engine for sure, but okay. What do you think your financial score is? 0 to 10, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best. 0.5, okay. If you guys want to see where you stand in the world of finances, take our assessment. It's free. Go to calebhammer.com or click that link in the description below. You can also go to calebhammer.com/apply to be on this show. I'm going to jump into Venture 1. What's going on?
That's the one that I still actively spend on. Which is mostly like...
Why the f would you do that?
Well, that's mostly like for travel. Like if I'm traveling,
okay, so
then it's...
follow-up question. Why the f would you do that?
Oh, because I don't know. Because you need to have one like active for like emergencies and stuff.
It's not
Granted,
emergencies.
the
It's
travel is not...
$2,687 and travel are not emergencies. This isn't an emergency thing. You went and spent $410 on a credit card that already had a high balance. You spent double what you put towards it as a minimum monthly payment, while $46.80 interest is accruing. What are you talking about emergencies? Fuck you emergencies. This aren't emergencies. This is dumb as tits.
What was the 410?
I think we'll find out. How about you should probably know.
I know.
$73 minimum monthly payment. How long does this take to pay off if you do not? If you do not purchase on it and you only do minimum monthly payments, which you're incapable of not purchasing.
Here's the
I said
thing.
you're incapable of not purchasing what?
Okay, I don't ever just make the minimum payment. Ever.
Doesn't matter because you still spent double what you put towards it, so it doesn't fucking matter. All while interest is accruing. How long does it take to pay off monthly payments only? No purchases.
How much is it? How much is the
$2,687 with a monthly payment of $73.
9 years. 15. 9.
14. Yeah. What are we at that point?
9 years. 15. 9.
14. Yeah. What are we at that point? 60. Sorry. 51?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going off your list.